West Delaware football is on the air from beautiful and historic Brown Field in Manchester, Iowa. It's the West Delaware Hawks and the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles. Good evening, everybody, along with my partners Aaron Pleen and Bill Logan. This is Jamie Vasky, and Aaron, it's playoff time in the 2014 football season. The teams are set, which means everybody starts with a clean slate, 0-0, and a chance at that state title.
Absolutely, Jamie. And, tonight the Hawks begin their quest for that coveted state championship. And tonight in Brown Field, they got the Dubuque Wahlert Eagles who, aside from their 3-6 record, have played a what we would consider a brutal schedule in playing two or three, Class 4A teams, and there's some talent on that Wahlert roster as we've seen. So it should be a good test for the Hawks tonight, and they're going to have to play some good football to get a victory.
Absolutely, and down on the sideline as he is every Friday night, but this time we're changing the clock to Wednesday night. Bill Logan down on that Hawks sideline. Bill, you were in that locker room right before the game started, and these Hawks look ready to go. What was the intensity? What was the mood like in that Hawk locker room?
It's just kind of down-to-earth, basic business, letting them know this is what we started practice for way back in June. You got step one accomplished in winning the district championship, okay? You've had the bullseye on your back all year long. Everybody knows what West Delaware football is all about. 9 people took a crack at us and still won the district championship. Now this is step one of season 2. And it doesn't get any easier tonight, and you got to keep going out and just doing the things that they've been taught all year long, and they'll be in great shape.
Well, looking at Dubuque Wahlert, similar to a Decorah team, they run the ball a lot, they don't throw a lot, and they don't really like to throw. So, again, last week the Hawks were against this situation where Decorah liked to run, and we stopped that run, but then they went to the passing game and they found some success. Similar team here tonight in Dubuque Wahlert.
Well, that's what they forced the last couple of teams to do. They like to run the ball, we'll take it away from them. Their quarterback, you look at the stats, he does not like to run the ball. He's got negative yards on the year rushing. So he does not like to run the ball. Haskins is a great back. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. They're going to pound him a lot, I would expect, tonight. But then they know that we know that. So, yeah, expect the unexpected tonight. They've come in here, the big bullseyes on us. They've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. So watch for some wrinkles out of those guys tonight.
And the Hawks come in here. The Hawks won the toss. They will receive the opening kick. West Delaware enters tonight's game 8-1, finished 5-1 in district play after that 28-27 thriller against Decorah last week. Head coach Doug Winkowich in his 11th season here at West Delaware. He's the all-time wins leader at 86-30. He's in his 20th season overall. He holds a career record of 125-72, and he has led the Hawks to now 7 playoff appearances and a runner-up finish in 2005. Wahlert enters tonight's game 3-6, 3-3 in district play. They have the fewest wins out of all Class 3A qualifiers coming into tonight's playoff action. Head coach Travis Zajic is in his 2nd season here at Wahlert. He has a record of 5-13. West Delaware 20 playoff appearances and a state title in 1991. They're 23-18 in those playoff games. Wahlert 11 playoff appearances, and they are 11-11. And I looked back as far as I could not find a previous meeting between these two teams, as Wahlert has spent a majority of their time in the state of Iowa in Class 4A. So no matchups to be found between these two teams, but we are set to kick it off. This Hawk defense will take the field first, offense will take the ball first. And the line for the Hawks sets up Colin Weber, Adam Newhouse, Ryan Solomon, Austin Monahan, and Colin Brown. Your backs and receivers, Brent Lammers, the senior quarterback for the Hawks. Austin Bishop in there at running back. Still no Coy Russell in the lineup tonight. He is in attendance once again. Talked to Coy last night. He says he's feeling better. He feels fine. Just still keeping an eye on that the symptoms and the result of that mononucleosis that he had the last few weeks. So Max Ridenauer will be filling in at receiver for Austin Bishop, Ryan Kelly and John Nagel round out those backs and receivers for the Hawks as the Hawks are set to return. The Wahlert Eagles getting set. The 6th-ranked West Delaware Hawks coming into tonight, their 20th playoff appearance in school history. Has another nice crowd here for the Hawks tonight as Brown Field. Not as many as last week with the 100 years of football celebration as we're waiting for that clock to tick down. We've got 1:23 left. We're going to take a short break. and we will come right back with the opening kickoff of this game. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Hopefully after 48 minutes of football, there will be a party in Manchester tonight if the Hawks can continue their winning ways here tonight as they defeated Decorah last week, as we are just about set to kick this thing off. And don't forget, we've got other playoff games in the area on tonight. Both games online right now, as you can get on KMCH.com. You can listen to BGM Brooklyn taking on Edco with Kevin Shookman and Dan McClain. You can also tune into the Maquoketa Valley versus Winfield Mount Union game on KMCH.com with John Swisher and Roger Reed. And the Edco BGM game will be played back after our game here tonight. We will keep you updated with all those scores as Anamosa, Beckman, Cascade, Central Elkader, Monticello, Northland, Independence, Western Dubuque, all other area teams in action tonight. We will have those scores for you on the air, or Janelle will have them for you on KMCH.com as the kick is away, and it's going to be taken by the Hawks, and they're going to fake the reverse, as this is Curley. He's down the Hawks sideline, and he's going to be run out of bounds at the 36-yard line, and that will be where the Hawks start it here, 1st and 10.
Great job there by Curley. He found the wedge on the near side of the field here on the left-hand side. The Hawks going right to left, found the seam, and took it all the way up. Jamie puts the Hawks in good field position here with the first possession of the game.
So the Hawks will come set in that pistol formation. They've got an extra back out there. This is shotgun formation here. Lammers in the shotgun formation. He's going to give to Bishop on 1st and 10. He's going to run off. He's going to be stuffed after a short gain, as he's going to be brought down out there by John Patrick to start this game off for the Hawks. 2nd down and 9, a gain of 1 by Bishop off the right side, and the Hawks will come set once again. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the left for Lammers as the Hawks go from our right to our left. Black pants, gray tops with black jerseys. As Lammers is going to hand off again to Bishop. Nobody covering Curley here on the near side of the field. Nobody saw him. Curley was trying to alert Brent Lammers, but this run is going to be stopped for a big loss there all the way back to the 33-yard line. So back to the 33, as a loss of 4 there by the Hawks is going to bring up 3rd down and 12. As now they're going to send someone out. Just about had it again where nobody was covering Curley. Now they're going to send a defensive back out. Lammers will take the snap, and now he's going to step up and run. As he was looking to pass, he's going to bring it back up to about the 39-yard line. And he's going to be stopped down. It'll be 4th down for the Hawks.
And this Dubuque Wahlert team, Jamie, has some big kids up front. You know, that defensive line, in talking with some coaches from other schools, you know, they said that Wahlert does have some formidable defensive linemen. So this Hawk offensive line is going to have to get a good push early and then start leaning on them later in the game.
So Lammers back to punt here for the Hawks. Deep to receive is Austin Cluck. Lammers' punt is a good one. It's going to be taken by Cluck, and the ball's on the ground back near the 20-yard line. Now he's going to recover it, and he's going to bring it out. He's down that Wahlert sideline. He's going to be run out of bounds. As coming up to make the stop for the Hawks is Austin Bishop, and he'll bring it out to about the 42-yard line, and that's where the Wahlert Eagles will start, 1st and 10. This West Delaware defense will line up. John Nagel, Colin Brown, Adam Newhouse, and Kyle McGrain on that front line. And the linebackers are Bennett Cole, Colin Weber, and Ryan Solomon. Cornerbacks, D-backs are Austin Bishop, Max Ridenauer, and Sam Maloney. As the Hawks will come set, as Brent Lammers in there at safety as well for West Delaware. As the Wahlert Eagles come set, Jacob Nemmers, shotgun formation, 1 back behind him. This is Haskin. They're going to hand off to Haskin off the right side, and he's going to be swallowed up out there. Bennett Cole's going to come up and make the stop. Brent Lammers came in to finish him off as well, and it's a gain of 1 there for Haskin. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. Haskin, a great season for the Eagles. 269 rushing attempts for 1,413 yards and 15 touchdowns. So they rely heavily on this running game. And as they put an extra back in there as well. It's a fullback, and that's Travis Warden. And he's going to shift over to the left side of the line. Now he started on the right. Nemmers comes back. He's going to hand off to Haskin again. He gets to the outside, and he's going to be run out of bounds over there. As coming up to make the stop for the Hawks is going to be Austin Bishop. And that'll be a gain of 3 yards there, and it'll bring up third down. And about 6 yards here for the Eagles.
And you talk about it, Jamie, in the right at the start here about how Wahlert runs a pretty traditional offense. You know, they run, you know, both sides, and right up the gut with Haskin, who kind of has a bowling ball look to him. He's just kind of a 6-foot, 200-pound back. So Hawks know what's facing them.
Nemmers comes set, third down and 6. Under center this time. He drops back to pass. He throws out to the right side. That's going to be overthrown of the intended receiver. That was Austin Cluck. It falls incomplete. Sam Maloney in on the coverage for the Hawks. It'll bring up fourth down and 6, and the Eagles will show punt here. And deep to receive this punt for the Hawks will be Max Ridenauer.
That's a tough assignment for Cluck. Even at 6'1", being a 6'1" receiver, he's got Sam Maloney, who's 6'3" on him. So offensively for Cluck, that's going to be a challenge for him tonight if Maloney's pegged to cover him.
Alex Cruzy set to punt it away here for the Eagles. His punt is going to land down at the 25-yard line, and Ridenauer's not going to get it as the Eagles will pick it up. And the Hawks will start first and 10 at about their own 22-yard line. So the Hawks' second drive of the game coming up. So the Hawks will have it first and 10, their own 22-yard line. As just about 3 minutes gone in this first quarter, and we're still scoreless. Both teams with a drive, both teams with a punt so far, and the Hawks come set to start their second drive. As now the Wahlert Eagles, I tell you what, there's some confusion out there on this defense right now as they're still having a hard time figuring out this 3 wide receivers to the left for the Hawks. Lammers quick pass out to the left. This is going to be Ridenauer. He's got some room down the sideline. 35, going to be run out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A gain of 14 there. The 47. That'll be a gain of 15 for the Hawks, and it'll bring up a first and 10. Nice run there. Catch and run by Max Ridenauer.
Yeah, nice job by Max to kind of bounce to the outside. It looked like initially he was going to cut it in, but he made the smart move and bounced at the outside to pick up the extra 5 to 10 yards.
Lammers pass again to Ridenauer. He's going to catch it, but he's going to fall down as he had to reach down. That pass was thrown near the ground, and Ridenauer went to catch it, and he couldn't keep his balance. He fell backwards for a loss of 1 there. It'll bring up second down and 11. So the Hawks tried this about the identical play there.
Looks like that one was on the short side of the field. Looks like Wahlert kind of read that as soon as the play started to develop.
Pistol formation now for the Hawks. Lammers is going to give to Bishop up the middle. He's going to cut it back. Still going, still on his feet, and he's pushing forward, and he crosses midfield. That'll be good for a Hawk first down as he's going to cross midfield. Gain of about 14 yards there for Austin Bishop as he's got it down to the Wahlert 49-yard line.
I'm telling you, Jamie, I watched the Wahlert lineman there, and number 68 for Wahlert, John Patrick, good-looking football player, but he just, it freezes you. That option read, it just freezes the lineman and allows Bishop to get ahead of steam.
Lammers comes set, shotgun formation this time. He fakes to Bishop. He's going to keep it himself. He's got some room at the 40. 35-30, gets a big hold as Curley was there, but they're going to call the hold against the Hawks. Didn't need to, and Coach Coates is explaining that right now. Just back off of him. And he wasn't able to do so, and it's going to be a penalty and negate some of that run. We do have a score update. Western Dubuque opened with a 7-play, 65-yard scoring drive as they lead at 7-0 over Waverly Shell Rock right now with 10:52 left to go in the first quarter there in Waverly. Again, those other teams we're keeping an eye on tonight, as we'll keep an eye on Class 3, District 3, and all those teams. But Western Dubuque in our area, Independence, and they're at Waverly Shell Rock. Independence is at Washington tonight. Beckman hosting Applington Parkersburg. Monticello's at North Fayette. Anamos is hosting New Hampton, and Cascade is hosting West Burlington. Edco is at BGM Brooklyn. Northland is at Pekin, and Maquoketa Valley hosting Winfield Mount Union. It is going to be a first down, however, for the Hawks at the 39 of Wahlert. It'll still be a 10-yard gain for the Hawks, and they'll have it first and 10 as they're going to come set shotgun formation. Three receivers to the far side, Nagel, Ward, and Ridenauer. One on the near side, that's Curley. They're going to give to Bishop here up the middle. He's got it at the 30. He's going to be wrapped up. A nice tackle there by the Wahlert Eagles as coming up and stopping him was Nathan Gerlach, but Bishop had some yards there as it's going to be a gain of 8. It'll bring up 2nd down and 2 here for the Hawks. 7:34 left to go in this first quarter, still scoreless. Lammers fakes to Bishop. Now he's going to run it out to the outside. He's got it at the 30, cuts back down near the 25-yard line. He's going to be run out by Gerlach there. But that is going to be good for a West Delaware first down as the Hawks will have it. 1st and 10 at the Wahlert 25-yard line.
And it looks like the Hawks, Jamie, have found something on the left side of Dubuque Wahlert's defensive scheme here. The Hawks have, it's about the 3rd play in a row that they came on this left side and picked up big chunks of yards.
So same formation here, shotgun. Lammers looks to pass. He's going to throw it across the middle. He's got Ridenauer. Ridenauer almost slips away from the tackle, but it's going to be a nice gain there. About a gain of 8 there for Max Ridenauer. He's going to be brought down out there by Austin Cluck. Excuse me, that was Ryan Weber, number 3, not number 4 on the tackle. That's good. They're going to give it a gain of 9 there for the Hawks. They'll bring up 2nd down and 1 at the Wahlert 16-yard line. They fake the handoff to Bishop. Lammers keeps it himself. Ball's on the ground. Ball is on the ground. I'm not sure who got on it. One of the linemen for the Hawks. No, they did not. I think Wahlert came up with it. Yes, they did. As coming up with the fumble recovery for the Eagles was Joseph Bohr. As Lammers went off the left side, someone came in and hit that ball out of the hands of Brent Lammers, and the Hawks will turn it over here on the fumble as the Wahlert Eagles will have it at their own 19, 1st and 10.
Yeah, tough break there for the Hawks. You know, they're moving the ball well, both on the ground, through the air, good balance there. Unfortunately, just got the strip, and Wahlert catches a break there early on in this first quarter.
So now Nemmers comes set, shotgun formation. He looks to throw. Now he's going to roll to his right, signaling, directing traffic out there. Now he's going to tuck it and run. He's going to be run out of bounds. Nice play out there by the Hawks. As it's going to bring Nemmers down is Adam Newhouse. As that was started at the 19-yard line, he might have gained a half a yard there. It'll still be 2nd down and 10. Well, we'll give him a yard. 2nd down and 9. Upcoming for the Eagles. 6:40 left to go in this first quarter.
Good job by that West Delaware secondary. You could see Nemmers trying to look downfield, and that Hawk defense just got some good pursuit there, but that secondary did a good job of covering up.
So now Jacob Nemmers comes set. He's going to hand off to Haskin, off to the right side. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield. As a couple Hawks doing a great job there, as the first one in there was Colin Weber. And Bennett Cole comes up and finishes him off. After a gain of 2, it'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Nice play there again by that Hawk defense.
Yeah, it looked like even one of the Hawks got held there. I couldn't tell which one, but nonetheless, good team defense. They strung it out. They made Haskin go towards the sideline, and he really had no choice but getting dropped for just the 1-yard gain. So once again, here the Hawks are in 3rd and forcing Wahlert into a 3rd and long. So hopefully the defense can come through like they did on Wallert's first possession.
So 3rd down and 7 here for the Eagles. As Nemmers will fake the handoff, going to roll out to his left, looks to throw, has a man out there that's going to fall incomplete. Good coverage by the Hawks there. Austin Cluck, the intended receiver out there for the Eagles, and that'll bring up 4th down and 8. Austin Bishop on the coverage there for the Hawks as the Eagles look to punt it away here. On 4th and 8, they have it at their own 21-yard line. 5:51 left to go in this first quarter, and these two teams still scoreless. As the Hawks set to begin their 3rd drive of this ball game. They punted the first one and had a good drive going on that 2nd drive before the fumble by Lammers turned it over to the Eagles. And this is a sidewinding kick as Ridenauer is going to let it go. Good idea as it's going to roll dead at the West Delaware 43-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start with at 1st and 10. So we need another good drive here if you're the Hawks and need to capitalize here.
Yeah, absolutely, Jamie. That's the key is the Hawks got the ball first here in this first half, and you'd like to see them get out to a lead here early on and build off it. So, and we know the offense can move the ball. They 7 plays, 58 yards before the fumble on that last drive. So, it's just a matter of keeping that momentum going and hopefully putting something in the end zone.
So the Hawks will come set 1st and 10. They'll start in the pistol formation. They've got one receiver split out each way and one in the slot on the right side. As Lammers will take the snap, he'll hand it off to Ridenauer on the reverse. He faked to Bishop. He's got it at the 45 up to the 40-yard line. And that's going to be a gain of 4 yards there for Max Ridenauer on that reverse. It'll bring up 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, it looks like they were running it almost looked like a jet sweep and a reverse all lumped together there. But even though it kind of looked a little choppy, Max did a good job of kind of stepping through some traffic and picking up 4 yards.
So here we go, 2nd and 6 for the Hawks. 3 receivers out to the left for West Delaware. Now they're going to send Ridenauer in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Lammers will throw. He's going to throw it downfield. He's looking way downfield, and that's going to be incomplete, intended for Bishop. And I'm not sure that ball was catchable as Lammers overthrew that by a long ways as the Hawk fans looking for some interference as Bishop was pushed to the ground, but not going to get it as Noah Sigworth was there on the cover. The Eagles, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, good protection there by that offensive line. Brent had good time to kind of set in the pocket and throw, and just kind of overthrew Austin Bishop there. But nonetheless, Hawks still have it 3rd and 6 here with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter.
As the Hawks go shotgun formation, 2 receivers out to the right. Lammers will throw, overshoots his intended receiver, looking for Ridenauer. Just well overthrown there is Ryan Weber on the coverage for the Eagles, and that'll bring up 4th down and 6 here for the Hawks.
Yeah, ball kind of just sailed on Brent there a little bit.
We're going to send out the punt team, are the Hawks. So our only other score update right now is Western Dubuque leading Waverly Shellrock in the first quarter. Other than that, everything's been pretty quiet here so far. Again, these games just underway here tonight, only about 15 minutes old, as Lammers will punt. And his punt is high, and it's going to go out of bounds. And our coach for Wahlert trying to tell the officials where this thing was out of bounds, and he's going to go right to that spot, and it'll be 1st and 10. Wahlert at about their own 35-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will start. 1st and 10. So this Hawk defense has done a great job here. Just need to get that offense going a little bit. Well, that'll come. I tell you what, we've seen it come all season long. As the Eagles will come set 1st and 10. Nemmers under center here. In the backfield is Haskin, and now Nemmers going to roll out to his right. He's looking to throw. Now he's going to tuck it in. He's going to be run out of bounds. Nice job there by that Hawk pursuit. Drew Cole in there for the Hawks. As is Max Ridenauer to run Nemmers out of bounds and that's going to be a loss of 1 as he ran back to the backfield, and he's going to be run out of bounds.
Yeah, and just a great job, Gene, by that Hawk defense. I was watching. Everything was flowing towards the near sideline here, towards the West Delaware sideline. Nemmers really had nowhere to go with it. He had a couple receivers about 1 yard away from each other, and so easy to defend that if you're the West Delaware Hawks. So great job there by that defense on 1st down of dropping him for a 1 yard loss.
No score here. 4:43 left to go first quarter as Nemmers under center. He's going to hand off to Haskin up the middle, and he's going to balls on the ground. Balls on the ground, and the Hawks will recover. Sam Maloney will pick it up. Bennett Cole forces the fumble for the Hawks, and the Hawks will take over. 1st and 10 at the Wahlert 36-yard line.
And you felt like something good was going to happen for the Hawks, Jamie. His defense has been playing well. Now we need the offense to keep rolling here a little bit, but I tell you what, that defense, they're really keying in on Haskin, and they've done a great job so far in this first quarter, bottling him up.
So now the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. I tell you what, Aaron, you've been waiting for that good thing to happen in the Hawks' favor since last week. That pick, that turnover. We get it here in the first quarter of round 1 of the 2014 high school football playoffs. 1st and 10 Hawks. They've got it at the Wahlert 36. As Bishop went to the wrong side, now he's going to throw, and that's going to be intercepted. The Hawks are going to turn it right back over. As Bishop went to the wrong side of Lammers, it tips off the fingertips of Owen Ward and right into the arms of the Wahlert defender, and the Golden Eagles will now take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. 4:31 left to go in this first quarter.
Man, just an unfortunate break for the Hawks, Jamie. Just the ball kind of sailed on Brent again and overthrew Bishop, and unfortunately, the ball got tipped right into a Dubuque Wahlert defender's arms. So, bad breaks are going to happen. The Hawks are just going to have to jump back here and play good defense.
So now the Hawks come back on defense as Nemmers under center. Haskin, the deep back. They're going to pitch out to Haskin off to the left side. He's going to try to cut back up now. Now he's going to go back to the outside, and he's got some room down the sideline. He's finally going to be run out of bounds there as Ryan Solomon is going to trip him up at the Wahlert. See where they're going to mark this, at the 38-yard line. So a big gain there by the Wahlert Eagles, and that'll be a huge first down.
Yeah, not only is that a huge first down, Jamie, it takes Wahlert from pretty close to outside their own end zone and gets them into decent field position here. So big play by Haskin, who has a 76-yard touchdown run to his resume this year, so he can break away and has the speed to break away from the defenders.
A gain of 26 brings up 1st and 10. They give to Haskin again. He rolls off the right side. He's going to be wrapped up out there by the Hawks at about the 40-yard line. Let's see who the Hawk is that comes up off the bottom of that pile, because there's a Hawk buried deep. There's two of them, actually. It is going to be, I believe that's going to be Colin Brown out there. Colin Brown on the stop there, as it's going to be a gain of 2. We do have a couple more scores. New Hampton leading Anamosa 7-0. That game in the first quarter, and Washington leads Independence 3-0 in the first quarter. Edco and BGM still tied at 1 after one quarter. As Nemers is going to roll out to his right. He looks to throw. Hawks got to get some pressure coming up as he's got plenty of room. He's going to pick up 5 yards on that play. And he'll bring up about 3rd down and 3. He's going to be run out of bounds as Adam Newhouse is going to run him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. Maquoketa Valley leading Winfield Mount Union 7-0, that game in the first quarter. As we'll keep all them scores updated here, as still a lot of sports action yet to come here this week on KMCH as we get set here. Jacob Nemers, the senior quarterback for the Wahlert Eagles, comes set under center. They're going to give the handoff to Haskin. He's going to be wrapped up. Not sure if he's going to get there. It's going to be close as Kyle McGrain comes up to make the stop. It's at about the 48-yard line. It should be good for a first down. It looks that way from here. I think they're going to measure it. But from right here, it looks good. Bill Logan says it looks good down there, so we're expecting a 1st and 10 for Dubuque Wahlert as they're at their own 48-yard line. As our score still 0-0 here, 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this first quarter. As
This is just exercise for the chain gang.
it's a first down. Yes, it is. As our chain gang comes out, had to
Chris
come up.
Lenz need a little warming up there.
Yes, he did. As another score update, still scoreless in Kansas City tonight as San Francisco and Kansas City tied 0-0 in the bottom of the first inning in the World Series. So still scoreless there. Still scoreless here at Brown Field. It's 0-0. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Clock will start to run now, as the Wahlert Eagles will come set here on 1st and 10. Just a single back in the backfield this time as they kind of run a pistol of their own, and Haskin is the deep back for Dubuque Wahlert. And Nemers will throw on 1st and 10. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to throw this ball away. Good decision there by Haskin, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Nobody open downfield. That's what you like to see for the Hawks.
Yeah, and that Hawk secondary is just playing phenomenal tonight, Jamie. I don't know how many passing attempts that is for Nemers, but I don't remember one time where he hasn't been flushed out or that Hawk secondary hasn't been covered, hasn't had those receivers covered. So hopefully they can maintain that through the whole game, because I tell you what, that Hawk defensive line is starting to get some pressure on Nemers here late in this first quarter.
So here we go. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 as the back in the backfield this time is Warden. He's going to go in motion. They're going to give off to Haskin off to the left side. He's wrapped up, misses one tackler. He's going to pick up a few before Brent Lammers drops him after a gain of about 7 yards there. It'll bring up 3rd down, but another 3rd and manageable here for the Eagles as it'll be 3rd and 1.
Like, as I said, Haskin, he's a big back, Jamie. He's 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's just looks like a bowling ball out there just rolling around. And I tell you what, he does a great job of breaking a tackle and then picking up those few extra yards. So Hawks are going to have to do a good job tonight of tackling if they're going to want to contain Haskin.
3rd down and 1 as the Eagles come set. They send Warden in motion from right to left. They're going to hand off to Haskin. He's going to pick up enough for the first down as Drew Cole wrapped him up, but he pushed Cole forward and down to the West Delaware 40-yard line. That's another 1st and 10 for Dubuque Wahlert as Beckman tied with Applington Parkersburg 7-7. That game's still in the first quarter. So here we go. 1:45 left to go in this first quarter here at Brown Field, and the Eagles have it 1st and 10 at the West Delaware 40-yard line. As they come set, single back formation. As they're going to hand off to Haskin again, he's going to run it off to the right side. Bennett Cole's going to drop him down, but another gain of 5 yards there as Haskin's going to bring it down to the 34-yard line. I'll get it eventually. 34-yard line of West Delaware. It'll be a gain of 6 and 2nd down and 4. And Washington now leading Independence 10-0. That game in the first quarter. So 2nd down and 4 upcoming here for the Wahlert Eagles. As Nemers comes set under center. He's going to throw on 2nd and 6. He's going for the deep ball. He's got it out there, almost intercepted as Owen Ward with great coverage there as he was covering Austin Cluck, the intended receiver. And it's going to fall incomplete as that ball was thrown to the goal line. It falls incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 4 here for the Eagles.
And a good thrown ball there by Nemers, and Owen Ward just had him completely covered up. Owen actually had inside position and did a good job of jumping up and going for the interception. But big 3rd down here, Jamie. If the Hawks can somehow stop Wahlert here, get the ball back hopefully. But so far, Waller's had to piece together a pretty good drive here.
So Nemers comes set under center. He's going to hand off to the left side. This is Haskin. He's going to try to get out to the outside. I think they might have stopped him short as Brent Lammers ran him out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. He is going to be short, about a yard short of the first down. So it'll be 4th down. We'll see what the Eagles do here. You would assume you're in 4-down territory. You're probably going to go to it here, especially, they've had some success running the ball here against. They've had some success running the ball with Haskin here as they will come set to go for it. Haskin the deep back. As Nemers comes set under center. As they're going to give to Haskin off the right side. And he's going to be stuffed. No, he did not. As he's going to be dropped in the backfield at the West Delaware 33-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. A big defensive stand by that Hawk defense there with 36 seconds left to go in this first quarter and a scoreless ball game.
Well, Haskin got the handoff, Jamie. You could see him kind of stutter step a little bit, and that little stutter step allowed the Hawk defensive line to push through a little bit and simply dropped him for the 2-yard loss. So big defensive stand there by the West Delaware Hawk defense.
So now the Hawks will come set 1st and 10. They'll get the ball back here, as that was a long drive. Started at their own 12-yard line is where that drive started. They got it down to the Hawk 33-yard line, and Brent Lammers will come set. He's going to give to Bishop up the middle. He's going to fight forward, pick up about 4 yards there, and that will be close to being the last play of this first quarter. If the Hawks decide to run one, they still have time. They don't have to, however, as the game clock is below the play clock right now. 15 seconds left to go in this first quarter. It's 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard run by Austin Bishop. As Lammers fakes to Bishop, he gets tripped up, but he's going to fight forward up to about the 41-yard line, as that'll be a gain of about 4 yards there for Brent Lammers, and we'll have 3rd down and 2 when we come back. That's the end of the first quarter. West Delaware 0, Dubuque Wahlert 0, and you're listening to West Delaware playoff football right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back into Brown Field, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here, as we'll do a quick score update here for you, as North Lynn trailing tonight late in that first quarter against Pekin, 21-0, 0-0 Edco and BGM at the end of the first. New Hampton leads Anamosa 7-0. That game going into the second quarter. Washington leading Indy 10-0, as Lammers will hand off to Bishop up the middle, and he's going to be wrapped up as he looked like he was going to move forward. But one of those big defensive linemen, John Patrick, grabbed the jersey of Austin Bishop and just pulled him backwards. So it'll be 4th down and 1 here for the Hawks as we're just underway here in the second quarter, 0-0 between the Hawks and the Eagles. So it looks like it appears the Hawks are going to go for it here.
It's interesting here. Hawks.
They are going to go for it. As usually Coach Wink, when he wants to go for it or punt, he'll yell for the punt team. As Lammers comes set under center, they may try to draw him off sides here, and he's going to call a timeout. So the Hawks will call a timeout, their first of the game, here in the early stages of this second quarter. And we mentioned all the volleyball action for you here coming up this week. West Delaware tomorrow night will host Western Dubuque in Manchester. That's a 7 o'clock start, and that is the West Delaware, Western Dubuque defeating Decorah Monday night 3-0. So the Hawks and Bobcats will match up tomorrow. That game right here on KMCH with John Swisher and Joan Salo. And then on Friday, we'll have more volleyball action for you. As Friday, we will have, I got to find it here quick, as it'll be a regional semifinal as in Independence, as Independence will host Starmont, that game at 7 o'clock with John Swisher. So he'll have that game on for you on Friday night. And of course, Saturday, we've got a lot of action for you as well as the Coach's Corner. Kevin Shookman will catch up with all the area coaches still in the playoffs here tonight, and it's still quite a few of them, as he'll talk with those coaches. And then, of course, we have Hawkeye football from Kinnick Stadium with you for you on Saturday right here on KMCH. The Hawks out of the timeout. Lammers come set. We'll see what the Hawks do. Looks like they may go for it. Lammers is going to take the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's got it at the 50, 45, 40, down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line, 37-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert, and a big first down for Brent Lammers.
And you need a big play, Jamie. You go to your senior quarterback, and Brent did a great job there just following his blocks, squirting through a hole there, and picking up a huge 4th down conversion there and putting the Hawks now in Dubuque Wahlert territory for the second time tonight.
As Lammers will come set once again. 1st and 10, the Hawks have it at the Wahlert 38. Lammers keeps it himself once again. He's going to bring it down near the 30, down to about the 31-yard line. A big gain of about 7 there for Brent Lammers on first down. So it'll be 2nd down and 4 here. Western Dubuque leading Waverly Shell Rock 7-3, that score at the end of the first quarter. And also at the end of the first quarter, Washington leading Independence 10-3. That game now going into the second quarter. As the Hawks facing a 2nd down and a long 3 here with 10:25 left to go in this second quarter now. And we're still scoreless. Lammers hands off to Bishop. He goes up the middle. He's got a hole down near the 20, inside the 20, down to about the 18 of Dubuque Wahlert, and another West Delaware first down. As a nice run there by Austin Bishop picks up another Hawk first down.
Yeah, just a great job by Austin of seeing the hole that offensive line created and then just gaining speed and picking up a big gain, about 10, 15 yards there. So nice job by Austin, and good job by this Hawk offense of taking advantage of that 4th down conversion.
So Lammers will fake the handoff to Bishop. He's going to keep it himself. He's got it inside the 10. He's going to go in for the Hawk touchdown. Brent Lammers from 18 yards out puts the Hawks up 6-0 here with 9:53 left to go in this second quarter.
And I bet Brent feels pretty darn good about that, Jamie. After coughing it up here a couple possessions ago, he comes back here with the big 18-yard touchdown run to give the Hawks the early lead. So nice job there by Brent to fight off a tackle and put the Hawks on the board first here.
So now the Hawks on to attempt the extra point, and it'll be Alex Reitz to do so for the Hawks. Out of the hold of Owen Ward, the kick is up. It looks good. It is 7-0. West Delaware leads it. Here with 9:53 left to go in this second quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back into Brown Field. West Delaware leading 7-0 over the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles. With 9:53 left to go in this second quarter. In the second quarter, Edco and BGM Brooklyn tied 7-7. Start of the second quarter, Western Dubuque leading 7-3 over Waverly Shell Rock, and North Fayette Valley leading Monticello 14-10 at the end of the second quarter. That seems pretty quick for a whole half, but
yeah, a lot of if they're running the ball a lot, could very well keep the clock moving.
Exactly, as we're back. As Lammers will kick this thing off for the Hawks. It's a low line drive. It's going to be picked up out there by the Eagles down near the 15-yard line. He's finally going to be brought down out there as Nick LaRosa comes up and puts a big hit on Lyle Klein, the return man for Dubuque Wahlert, and the Eagles will start with it 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
And Jamie, that touchdown drive by the West Delaware Hawks, 7 plays, 67 yards, took 2 minutes and 43 seconds off the clock. Brent Lammers with the 18-yard touchdown run puts the Hawks up with 9:46 to go in the second quarter, 7-0.
So now Jacob Nemmers will come back set under center for the Eagles. They're going to send the fullback in motion. They're going to hand off to Haskin off the right side. He's going to be tripped up momentarily. He's going to be brought down finally. Nice gain there by Haskin before he's brought down out there. Coming up for the stop for the Hawks was Ryan Solomon. That's going to be a gain of about 5. Gain of 5 there for Dubuque Wahlert, and it'll bring up second and a long 5 yards here. So a nice drive there by the Hawks.
Yeah.
Had to go for it on 4th down. They converted, and the rest was right there as Brent Lammers caps it off with the touchdown as the Eagles come set on 2nd down and 5. As the give is a fake to Haskin. Nemmers is going to pass. He's got a man wide open. Does he have enough on it? No, he doesn't. Nice job there by the Hawks. Coming up and making the huge deflection for West Delaware was Sam Maloney as Austin Cluck was wide open. And Nemmers floated that ball and gave Maloney enough time to get down there, jump up, and deflect that ball away. It'll be 3rd and 5.
And I couldn't see if it was a broken coverage or if Cluck just simply outran him, but that's called recovery time, Jamie, and that's what happens when, in that case there, when Maloney just kind of recovered and was able to bat the ball away from Cluck right before it was about ready to land in his arms.
So here we go. 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. They're going to send the fullback in motion from left to right. They're going to fake the handoff to Nemmers again. Blitz is coming. He's going to get rid of it. Has a man wide open on the sideline. That's going to be caught and good for a 1st down as he's going to be run out of bounds by Brent Lammers. Making that catch for the Golden Eagles was Judd White. We have another score update. Waverly Shell Rock with a 65-yard interception return for a touchdown. They now lead Western Dubuque early in the second quarter, 10-7. The score of that one. Again, thanks to Mark Schlomer for providing those updates, and thanks to everybody calling in KMCH and getting those scores on the internet for us tonight. Janelle doing a great job. If you've got a score, call down to KMCH and give her that score update. We certainly appreciate it as Nemmers will hand off to Haskin off the right side. He's going to bounce off one tackler and be finally run out of bounds by Sam Maloney as the Hawk out there was Colin Weber. And Maquoketa Valley leading Winfield Mount Union 14-0 that game in the second quarter. I tell you what, we knew coming in, Riley Haskin, he runs hard.
Yeah.
He's not. You're not going to bring him down with arm tackles. You're going to have to wrap him up and bring him down. That's a gain of 3 there for Haskin, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Not quite 3. Give him a gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as they have it at their own 47-yard line. As Nemmers comes set, they're going to send the fullback in motion. They're going to hand off to the fullback this time, and he's going to carry forward across midfield down to the West Delaware 45-yard line, and that's going to be real close to a Dubuque Wahlert 1st down, as the fullback on that one again was Travis Warden, and he is going to carry forward for a Dubuque Wahlert 1st down, and down to the West Delaware 44-yard line.
And just a quick hitter there, a quick hitter to Ward, and he did a great job of just kind of plowing forward and dragging a couple guys with him to pick up 1st down.
So here we go. It'll be 1st and 10. They have it at the Hawk 44. West Delaware leads it 7-0 with 8 minutes remaining here in this second quarter, as Nemers is going to give to Haskin up the middle. He bounces off some of his own teammates before he's going to be finally brought down out there. Austin Monahan and Colin Weber combined on the stop there for the Hawks. Nice job by that Hawk defense, only allowing Haskin 1 yard there. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 with just under 8 minutes left to go in this second quarter.
Boy, you sure like to see West Delaware when they're playing defense, Jamie, putting Wahlert in 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, 2nd and 10 versus, Haskin or someone picking up 6-7 yards. So definitely better for the Hawks if they're putting Wahlert in 2nd longs. Ooh, looks like motion.
I'm not sure who they're going to call it on.
Oh, that looked like it was on.
And I got to agree with Coach Winkowicz. I've had the binoculars out on that snap, and Nemers, is moving his hands underneath the center before he's getting the snap. And I think that's what Coach Winkowicz is arguing here as the officials come together, and they're going to discuss this. Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's...
The Hawks don't look happy about it, but...
I think...
Yeah, the Hawks definitely not happy about it. It's going to be offsides against the Hawks. Hawk coaching staff and the Hawk defense can't believe it, as it'll bring up 2nd down and 4 here for the Wahlert Eagles, as they're going to move this one down to the West Delaware 38-yard line now. So 2nd down and 4, 7:25 left to go in this second quarter, and Nemers is going to come set now. So he's moving his hands under there as he's going to drop back to pass. Throws out there, has a man. It's going to be incomplete as he was looking to the far side. Nice coverage there by Sam Maloney. Judd White, the intended receiver. There is a penalty marker down in the backfield. It's going to be holding against the Eagles. So the Hawks will take that 5-yard penalty now, as the Wahlert Eagles will be backed up about 10 yards now. So a lot of football going on right now. Don't forget, a lot of football on KMCH right now, as you can go to kmch.com right now and you can listen to our game. You can listen to the Maquoketa Valley Wildcats and versus Winfield Mount Union in Delhi with John Swisher and Roger Reed, or you can flip over to our other station online and listen to Edco at BGM Brooklyn with Kevin Shookman and Dan McClain tonight. That game with BGM and Edco will also be played back after our game here tonight here on KMCH, as New Hampton leading Anamosa 14-0. That in the second quarter. And in the second quarter, Washington leads Independence 17-3. 2nd down and 18 here for Dubuque Wahlert. As Nemers comes set, he's going to give to Haskin off the right side. He's going to cut it back. Nice job. The Hawks had good pursuit, but just can't bring him down with those arm tackles, as he broke through 2 Hawk defenders and is finally going to be brought down out there by Kyle McGrain on that far sideline. So I tell you what, we said it. You're not going to bring him down by just throwing your arms at him, as he's going to pick up, almost get back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to be just short of that, up to the 46 of West Delaware. With 6:45 left to go, it'll be 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, and Hawk defense is doing a good job. He's broken a couple long runs, but for the most part, they've done a good job of stringing him out and then pursuing with a collection of defenders. So
pistol formation here for the Golden Eagles. Nemers looks to pass. He's going to throw downfield. Got a man wide open. Had 2 men down there. One was almost wide open. Brent Lammers is going to come make the stop on that one, and that was Russell DeSanti, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up 4th down and 12. BGM leading Edco 15-7. That game in the second quarter. Maquoketa Valley leads Winfield Mount Union 14-8. That game also in the second quarter. So it'll be 4th and 12 here for the Golden Eagles. And they will punt it away, and doing that will be Alex Cruzy, as it'll be a high punt. Ridenauer is going to have to let this one bounce at about the 20. He's going to pick it up. There's a penalty marker down on that far sideline. Not sure what that is going to be. As we will wait, there's now 2. The other official, our head referee, is going to throw his flag down as well, as we'll get the call here. As our officials still having a word over there on the far side of the field. There wasn't much going on. I mean, they were running down. The Eagles were in pursuit of Ridenauer. The Hawks were trying to block for Ridenauer. As we will get, is that a block in the back or holding?
I think holding.
Holding against the Hawks. As we have one more score update for you here. 17-7, Waverly Shell Rock leading Western Dubuque with 6:22 left to go in the first half of that one. North Fayette leading Monticello 27-9. That game also in the second quarter. So the Hawks will be backed up as Ridenauer tried to pick that one up down on the far sideline. As it's going to be backed up here after the holding call. It'll be backed up to their own 8-yard line. That's where the Hawks will start with it here, 1st and 10. 6:14 left to go in this second quarter. The Hawks up 7-0. As the Hawks come with an empty backfield, they're going to send a man in motion. They're going to fake to Bishop. Lammers is going to keep it himself, and he's got some room at the 20. He's got a couple men to beat as he crosses midfield, down to the 40, inside the 40. And he's going to be run out of bounds at the Dubuque Wahlert 32-yard line. A huge run there by Brent Lammers.
It's the same side, Jamie, that left side. The Hawks continue to exploit it. They do a heck of a job of Brent this time, and Austin's done it too. Brent, for this is the second or third time where he's hit that hole on the left side of that line and just exploded through there. Just like Haskin did when the Wahlert Eagles were buried back there. Lammers does a great job of digging the Hawks out.
Lammers is going to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's going to be caught and into the end zone. Max Ridenauer from 33 yards out after the 76-yard run by Brent Lammers. It's capped off here by a 33-yard touchdown pass from Brent Lammers to his cousin, Max Ridenauer. We call it the cousin connection here, and it's good for a touchdown. 13-0. West Delaware leads it here.
Well, that's what you call a quick strike there, Jamie. 92 yards in 2 plays, so in less than 1 minute. So great job there by that Hawk offense of picking up, helping the defense out after they got a good stand, and Hawks up now 13-0 pending the extra point.
Now Reitz on to attempt the extra point for the Hawks. The hold is down. The kick is up. It is through. 14-0. West Delaware leads it here. 5:51 left to go, second quarter. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here from Brownfield. And the Hawks leading it 14-0 over the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles, with 5:51 left to go in this second quarter. And the Hawks will kick it away as Brent Lammers, to do so here for the Hawks, is going to be brought out here by the Eagles. He's going to be run off to the right side. It's a nice return so far, and that's something the Hawks have got to try to clean up here, as that's the second time Lyle Klein has come up with a big return. And they're going to bring it out. They're going to mark it down at the 34-yard line, and that's where the Wahlert Eagles will start with it. 1st and 10.
And Jamie, that Hawk touchdown drive was a fast one. Only took 23 seconds. 2 plays, a long Brent Lammers run, and then Brent Lammers and Max Ridenauer for the 33-yard touchdown catch. Puts the Hawks up now 14-0 with 5:43 to go here in this second quarter.
So now the Eagles will come set. Jacob Nemmers under center. He's going to fake to Haskin. He's going to roll out to his right. He's going to throw. He's got a man open. He's going to be brought down. Brent Lammers is going to drop him out of bounds. But that was caught out there by Russell DeSanti. And that's going to be a gain of about 6 yards there for Dubuque Wahlert up to the 40-yard line. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 4. A nice pass play there for the Eagles. In Beckman, we have a score update. Beckman and Applington Parkersburg, they are tied at the half. New Hampton leads Anamosa 21-0. That game in the second quarter, as they're going to hand off to Haskin here, and he's going to bring it up. Gain of 10 yards there on 2nd down and 4, as Brent Lammers had to come up and make the stop from that free safety position. It's going to be right at midfield, right at the 50 here for the Wahlert Eagles. A gain of 10 there for Haskin. They'll bring up 1st and 10 with 5:25 left to go in this second quarter. He runs hard.
Yeah,
he certainly does.
he's a solid back. It's probably no disrespect to any of the backs that the Hawks have played this year, but he's got to be one of the best, if not the best running back that the Hawks have seen this year.
As Nemers comes set once again under center, they're going to fake the handoff to Haskin. He's going to roll out to his right and then throw left, looking downfield, and it's going to fall incomplete. As I think he was looking for Haskin on the near sideline, but it landed at about the near side hash mark, so it was a little underthrown and a little offline, but it's going to fall incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 here for the Wahlert Eagles.
Kind of like a long wheel route. They just faked the handoff to Haskin, and he kind of just continued towards the near sidelines and then cut it upfield. And unfortunately, Nemers, unfortunately for the Hawks, Nemers, the accuracy wasn't there, but nonetheless, the Hawks have Wahlert has 2nd and 10 here at midfield.
As Nemers will come set, they're going to send Warden in motion from right to left. And they're going to fake the handoff once again to Haskin. He's going to throw downfield, has a man out there that's going to be incomplete. Nice coverage there by Owen Ward as he was on the coverage of Austin Cluck, the intended receiver. That pass falls incomplete. Nice coverage there by Owen Ward, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Golden Eagles. So 3rd and 10. The Hawks leading 14-0 here. 4:53 left to go in the second quarter. Like to see the Hawks make another big stop here on defense and try to get the ball back and put another score up before half. As it's 14-0, clock stopped. Nemers will throw. Now he's going to roll to his right. He's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to be run out of bounds short of the 1st down, about a gain of 5 as he just ran out of bounds. Colin Weber on pursuit for the Hawks. Bennett Cole in the vicinity there for the Hawks as well. As he's going to bring it up, it's going to actually be a gain of 4, and the Hawks will send out their punt return team as the Eagles look to punt it away.
And like you said, Jamie, that's a good defensive stop for the Hawks there. They get the ball back with plenty of time left and 2 timeouts left, so lots of time left here for the Hawks to put up another score here and extend this lead.
As Central, they're going to run the fake. This is Haskin. It's going to be stopped. They stop it. The Hawks, a great job there, is coming up to make the stop. Was Bennett Cole. And the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 with great field position. They have it at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, it's the 2nd time in 2 weeks, Jamie, that a team has tried to pull an exotic against the Hawks, and they've identified it and they stopped it before they got the 1st down. So great awareness there by that Hawk defense, and Hawks now are in business here on their own 43 with 4:43 to go here in the second quarter.
Lammers stands alone, empty backfield. He looks to throw on 1st and 10. Now he's going to throw it deep down the field. He's got a man wide open. This is Curley, and it's going to be knocked away. Knocked away out there by Lyle Klein, as looked like Curley had a beat on him, just short enough to where Lyle Klein could get a hand on it. It's going to fall incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. They have it at their own 43-yard line. 4:37 left to go second quarter.
I think if you would have gotten it out there another couple feet, giving Trent a little bit more chance to maybe extend the arms a little bit, it might have been a completion, but a beautifully thrown ball by Brent nonetheless.
As Lammers comes set, 2 receivers to his right, he's going to take on the quarterback keeper. He's got some room down the sideline, 40, 45. He's got it at the 30, down and set near the 20-yard line.
That's 15.
I'd add 15 more on that as he was run out of bounds. They're not going to get it.
Well, for 2 reasons. Number 1, it looked like he was out of bounds. Number 2, it looked like they had him underneath the shoulder pads for a horse collar.
The Hawk fans not happy there as Lammers carries it down to the 20-yard line. The Hawks will have it 1st and 10 at the Wahlert 20 with 4:26 left to go in this first half. Central Elkader leading over Meskwaki Settlement 36-18 in the second quarter. Maquoketa Valley leading at the half 14-8 over Winfield Mount Union. And this is going to be passed into the end zone, looking for Curley again, a little bit too high off the fingertips there, and it'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. North Fayette Valley leading Monticello 35-9. That game at halftime as well. So a lot of these games getting into halftime. As we'll run through them all when we get to halftime, we'll talk about the Hawks, former West Delaware Hawks in the NCAA level. as the Hawks come set back here with 2nd down and 10. They're going to fake to Curley on the reverse. Lammers is going to keep it himself as he's going to carry inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 6 yards there for Brent Lammers. Bring up 3rd down and 4. As with 1 minute left to go, 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Waverly Shell Rock leading Western Dubuque 24-7. New Hampton leading Monticello 22-0. That game at halftime. And at halftime, we mentioned Edco trailing against BGM 15-7. As New Hampton, leading Monticello, Anamosa, not Monticello. As Lammers is going to keep it himself here. He's going to be short of the 1st down on 3rd down and 4. He's going to pick up 3. It'll be 4th down and 1 here. 22-0. New Hampton leads Anamosa at the half. As it'll be 4th and 1. 3:15 left to go. 3:15 left to go in this first half for the Hawks, as Lammers will take it himself on the quarterback keeper. He's got it. He's down inside the 5, down to about the 1 or 2 yard line. A nice run, and that'll be good enough for a 1st down. 1st and goal, West Delaware, with 3:05 left to go, and already a 14-0 lead.
And the Hawks knocking at the door again, Jamie. You know, this running game for the Hawks, really, that offensive line is doing a great job of opening up holes for Brent and Austin tonight. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a cool thing to watch, that this offensive line gelling right now, and hopefully they can keep it rolling.
As they're going to put in this goal line offense are the Hawks, as bomber Adam Newhouse is going to come back in, check back into the game here. Lammers comes set, shotgun formation. He's going to follow Austin Bishop off the left side, and he's going to go in for the Hawk touchdown from 1 yard out, and the Hawks will go up 20-0 here with 2:35 left to go in this second quarter.
Yeah, big drive there, Jamie. You talked about getting that defensive stop and getting another score on the board, and Hawks certainly did that. So, just a great job there by both sides of the ball, coming through big.
And again, you mentioned, give it to your senior leader, Brent Lammers. Again, with Coy Russell out of the lineup, Austin Bishop has done a great job filling in there at the running back position, but Brent Lammers has done a great job of leading this team these last few weeks. As Reitz's kick is up, and it's good. West Delaware leads 21-0. 2:35 left to go second quarter. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Brown Field. West Delaware leading 21-0 over the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles, as there's 2:35 left to go in this second quarter. As Kyle McGrain now in to kick it off for the Hawks, and it looks like the Hawks may have gone off sides, as our far side judge here, or on the far side, is going to throw his penalty marker out. And it looks like the Hawks will probably kick it again, as they're going to back them up 5 yards.
That touchdown drive, Jamie, for the Hawks. 7 plays, 57 yards, took 2 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock. Brent Lammers, the 1 yard touchdown run, his second of the night, puts the Hawks up now 21-0 with 2:35 to go here in this second quarter.
So McGrain will come set to kick off again. And this kick is going to be a low kick. It's going to be picked up at the 25-yard line by the Wahlert Eagles. And they're going to bring him down at the 35, as on the return there for Dubuque Wahlert was Judd White. He's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line, and that's where Dubuque Wahlert will take over 1st and 10 here with 2:30 left to go in this second quarter. The Hawks leading 21-0. Nick LaRosa, the one to bring Judd White down for the Hawks on that kickoff, as the Eagles will come set 1st and 10. They've got it at their own 35-yard line. This Hawk defense has played outstanding in this first half, as here goes, this is going to be Haskin again. He's going to be wrapped up after a short gain. Kyle McGrain did a great job of containing or getting to the outside and bringing him down after a gain of 3 there, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles.
Well, that's how you hold a good running back, Jamie, and pitch a shutout and a half is, you containment, team tackling, and as a result, the Hawks are 2 minutes away from going into the half with the shutout.
As Nemers comes set, he's going to throw on 2nd down and 7. Now he's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to run out of bounds back behind the original line of scrimmage. As meeting him out of bounds was Adam Newhouse, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. It went from 2nd down and 7 to 3rd down and a long 11 here for the Wahlert Eagles.
And there's 1:48 left, and the Hawks have 2 timeouts left. So now, Coach Winkowicz can think about, calling a timeout, forcing Wahlert to punt, and maybe the quick strike offense. The last touchdown for the Hawks only took it took 2 minutes, and the one before that was less than a minute. So we'll see what Wink does here.
As Nemers comes set under center, they're going to give to Haskin. He's going to go to the right, now cut back to the left. Max Reinauer is going to drop him back at the original line of scrimmage, back at the Wahlert 35-yard line, and it'll bring up 4th down and 10. A World Series score, it's 2-2, tied up 2-2 in the top of the 3rd inning between the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals, as West Delaware will take a timeout here. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go in this first half. So the Hawks kind of thinking, like you were just saying, they may try to punch another one in here before halftime. As we mentioned, the Iowa Hawkeyes play on Saturday at home against Northwestern. That means tonight, on Wednesday night, I know it's a little bit early for Bill probably, because maybe this will change his luck a little bit, because he's gone on quite a losing streak. But we have to make our predictions tonight. We have to make our predictions tonight for the Hawks hosting Northwestern tomorrow. Saturday. See, I even said tomorrow. It's Saturday inside Kinnick Stadium.
I'd be all right if they were playing tomorrow.
And Saturday.
Yeah, we could play on Saturday, too.
As some halftime scores here, Independence trailing Washington. I wrote that score down wrong. Then I lose my pen. Trailing Washington 17-11. That game at halftime. It's tied up 14-14 at the half between Beckman and Applington Parkersburg. North Fayette leading Monticello 35-9 at halftime. New Hampton leading Anamosa 22-0 at halftime, and BGM Brooklyn leading Edco 15-7 at halftime, and Maquoketa Valley up 14-8 at halftime. As Cruzy's punt is going to be downed at about the 12-yard line of West Delaware, as no return there by the Hawks. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own, we'll call it the 13-yard line, with 1:28 left to go in this first half, and the Hawks up 21-0. But like you said, they're backed up to their own 13-yard line, but they've been there before. They've been there tonight, and they've had a couple two-play drives that have gone on the big plays here, as the Hawks will come set shotgun formation. 3 receivers to the right, 1 split out to the far side for Lammers. They give it to Bishop off the left side. He's going to carry forward up to about the 17-yard line. Short gain there by Bishop. And the Hawks will have it 2nd down. Actually, there'll be a gain of about 4 there for Austin Bishop, up to the 17. It'll be 2nd down and 6 with 1:08 remaining in this second quarter. As Lammers comes set, he's going to throw. He's looking to throw downfield, and he's looking for Max Ridenour. He's got him at the 50, almost just overthrown as Ridenour went up with one arm on this Hawks sideline on the near side of the field here, just out of his reach, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 for the Hawks with 56 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Waverly Shellrock, it's now halftime in Waverly. They lead Western Dubuque 24-14, the score of that one. So the Bobcats climbing back in it, as they hadn't scored since their first drive of the game, as they're back in it now as they trail by 10 against Waverly Shellrock. Lammers takes the high snap. He's going to carry it forward. That's going to be good for a Hawk 1st down, and as he's got it at about the 25-yard line. The clock will stop with 50 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Again, the Hawks up 21-0, as they're going to try to keep a fast pace here and try to move down the field. The big pass play down here was just overthrown to Max Ridenour. See if the Hawks...
And the safeties on the right. Yeah, I'd like to see him take a shot.
Lammer's going to go downfield once again. He's got Curley. That's going to be incomplete. Almost intercepted out there. Almost intercepted out there by Joseph Dewar. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. A nice pass there, just again a little underthrown, but almost intercepted by Dewar out there as Lammers was looking for Trent Curley. So 2nd down, 10. The Hawks have it at their own 25-yard line. Again, I tell you what, you know who's done a great job over here on this near side for Dubuque Wahlert is Noah Sigworth, because he's brought in a lot of guys over to his side, some help on the defensive side, because the other guys haven't seen that extra Hawk receiver as they're going to throw to Owen Ward. He's got it at the 30. He's going to be run out of bounds at about the 34-yard line of West Delaware, so a gain of 9 there for Owen Ward. Just a quick pass to Owen Ward here on the near side of the field. He's going to bring it up to the 34, and he'll be run out of bounds. There is a penalty marker down on the field on the far side from the far side line judge. As it's going to be against the Hawks, it'll be a 5-yard penalty. Used to have that sheet up there.
Oh, I'm not sure. Is that?
Bill might know what that means.
Is it a substitution penalty?
As Bill trying to get his microphone on down there. Still doesn't have it on down there. Now I think I got you. Nope.
Our receiver had the end covered up and went out.
Gotcha. 31 seconds remaining. Lammers is going to keep it himself. Ball's on the ground, and it looks like the Eagles may have recovered his. Another fumble here by Brent Lammers as he ran into one of his own offensive linemen, and it's going to be recovered out there by the Wahlert Eagles. Travis Warden, the linebacker, came up to pick that ball up. As you can see, Lammers went off to the right and ran into one of the right side offensive linemen for the Hawks, and then he got hit, and that ball popped out as there was a penalty marker on the field, but that's going to be declined by Dubuque Wahlert, and they will take over 1st and 10 as they have the ball down to the West Delaware 18-yard line, where they will start 1st and 10 with 23 seconds left to go in this first half. As Nemmers will pass on 1st and 10. He rolls out to his right. Now he's going to throw it downfield. That ball's caught and inbounds. Nice catch out there, a great catch out there by Judd White as he went up to catch that, got both feet in bounds, and it's going to be 2nd down and 1, a gain of 9 there for the Wahlert Eagles. Cascade leading West Burlington in the 2nd quarter, 14-0, the score of that one. So Cascade leading tonight as they are hosting West Burlington in Cascade tonight. So a 2nd down and 1 for the Eagles. Nemmers will throw again. Now he's going to roll right. He's going to throw back. He's got a man out there near the goal line, and that's going to be called a touchdown for Dubuque Wahlert from 10 yards out. Dubuque Wahlert will throw the touchdown pass on the far side of the field, and that's going to make the score now 21-6 in favor of West Delaware.
Yeah, the turnover came back to kind of bite the Hawks a little bit there. Fortunately, they're still up 21-6 pending the extra point, but just shows, Jamie, the importance of protecting the football, especially when it comes playoff time.
Alex Cruzy now on to attempt the extra point for the Wahlert Eagles, and his kick is through. 21-7 with 7 seconds remaining here in this first half. As again, Cascade leading West Burlington. Not sure if that's in the 2nd quarter or at halftime, but it's 14-0 here. As again, other scores we'll take a look at here when we go to halftime. And from around this area, that kind of some games of possible importance.
Yep.
I'm not sure who the Hawks will play in the next round if they were to win this, if they finish this win out tonight. But Solon is hosting Assumption tonight. Charles City is at Cedar Rapids Xavier. As we mentioned, Western Dubuque up at Waverly Shell Rock tonight. Independence is at Washington. We'll take a look at Class 2A games as well, as Beckman and Appleton Parkersburg are at the half. Center Point Urbana at Union tonight. Monticello at North Fayette. Mount Vernon is at Mediapolis. Anamosa hosting New Hampton. And Cascade hosting West Burlington. And in Class A, Edco at BGM tonight. North Lynn is at Pekin. And Macocata Valley hosting Winfield Mount Union. We do have some scores of those games. We'll pass them along when we get to halftime as the Hawks are about to receive the kick from the Wahlert Eagles. As kicking off for Dubuque Wahlert will be number 5. This is Jacob Nemmers, the quarterback. Deep to receive for the Hawks will be Trent Curley. As Nemmers' kick is a short one. And
Offsides.
the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles may have gone offsides here. And that's what it's going to be, is they're going to go back to the 40-yard line is where they'll have to kick this one off with 7 seconds remaining in this first half. Trying to get to halftime here from Brownfield, but you know, the Hawks had a chance. They got the ball back with a chance to go down and score right before half. They turned it over, and Dubuque Wahlert capitalized on it as they went down and scored. 18-yard drive, is that where they started? At the Hawk 18?
Yep.
18-yard drive capped off by the 10-yard touchdown pass from Nemmers. I didn't see who it was either, as this ball's going to be a kick on the ground. Ridenauer can't handle it. Curley's going to take it himself. He's going to bring it up the middle up to about the 35-yard line. 1 second left. That clock stopped awfully fast. I guess you call that home field advantage. But I tell you what, 21-7, West Delaware leading, and I would think the Hawks will go into halftime with that 21-7 lead as we have 1 second remaining here in this first half. We mentioned Brent Lammers being that senior leader for the Hawks. Still, if the Hawks can continue to win here, he will definitely start breaking some more milestones here at West Delaware, as he already holds the school record in total offenses coming into tonight. He had 5,737 yards of total offense. Last week, he moved into third for a career for most points scored. He's actually gained 12 more points tonight, so he's only 202 and 12. He's at 214. So he's only 4 points away from Coy Russell's all-time, in second, and 33 rushing touchdowns. He's now only one back of Coy Russell, as Lammers has 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Last week, he passed Dan Marshall for the most completions in a career. He has 216. He passed Dan Marshall last week, who had 211. He's now in third in that in a career. As the Hawks will take a knee, and we will go into halftime here. 21-7 our score. The Hawks lead it at halftime. We will take a break. We'll go over the Hawks and the NCAAs. We will also take a look at some halftime scores that we have right after this, as you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into halftime here. West Delaware leading Dubuque Wahlert 21-7 as we take a look at some other scores from around our area and just some games of importance here. As at halftime, the Washington leading Independence 17-11. Also at halftime, Waverly Shellrock leading Western Dubuque 24-14. The Bobcats went down and scored on their first drive of the game and then had to score late in the second quarter to get it back to a 10-point lead for Waverly Shellrock. Also at halftime, Appleton Parkersburg and Beckman tied at 14. 14-14, Monticello trailing North Fayette tonight. Number 5, North Fayette, 35-9, that game at halftime. Anamosa Blue Raiders trailing New Hampton 22-0, that game at halftime. At halftime, BGM Brooklyn leading Edco 15-7. A second quarter score, Pekin, number 3 Pekin leading Northland 48-0. Maquoketa Valley currently leading 20-8. That game in the third quarter. They missed an extra point. It was 14-8. Now 20-8. That game in the third quarter. Davenport Assumption trailing Solon tonight 28-20. That was in the second quarter. So Solon with an 8-point lead over Assumption in the second quarter. At halftime, Xavier was leading Charles City 21-0. Union up on CPU 14-7. That was a first quarter score. Mount Vernon up on Mediapolis 14-0, and Cascade leading West Burlington 14-0. That game also at the half. Edco tied it up 15-15. That game in the third quarter. Just to score update there, as Edco ties it up at 15 with that game in the third quarter. So some scores going on there as get ourselves a World Series update here real quick. 2-2 still. And that game, check what inning that game is in here tonight. As mine My phone says I'm cold.
I think it was bottom of the third, maybe.
There
2-2.
it is. There we come. 2-2, bottom of the third is. Thought that's what it was when we got the last time, but here we go. The Hawks lead it here, 21-7. That game, or this game, excuse me. I'm all flustered right now. 21-7. West Delaware leads it here. We will take a break and come back, and we will go through former West Delaware Hawks in the NCAAs right after this, as you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in here at halftime. Good news, Cubs fans. Joe Bannon expected to go to the Cubs. All right, as we're back here at Brown Field, 21-7, West Delaware leads it over Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles as we take a look at some upcoming games in the NCAA football world on Saturday and take a look at some Hawks in the NCAAs. Of course, we mentioned the Iowa Hawkeyes will host Northwestern on Saturday. The Hawkeyes 5-2 after that loss against Maryland, 38-31 a couple weeks ago. We'll make our predictions on that one. That is an 11 o'clock kickoff inside Kinnick Stadium. The Iowa State Cyclones, they're 2-5 as they will host Oklahoma on Saturday as in Ames. So the Cyclones and the Sooners will go at it in Ames. Again, Iowa State with a bye week last Saturday as well. The UNI Panthers got back on the winning side last week as they defeated Western Illinois 27-13 to make their record 4-4 in that game. Adam Reth, a 2013 graduate of West Delaware, had 2 total tackles to raise his season total to 11 total tackles, and one of those for loss. On Saturday, UNI will host Illinois State at 4 o'clock inside the Unidome. 2012 graduate Sam Lahr and the Cocoa Hawks had a tough going last Saturday against Central College as Central goes in to Cedar Rapids and defeats the Cohawks 45-21. That'll make the Cohawks record 3-4 and 2-2 in Iowa Conference play. In that game, Sam Lahr, 11 carries, 41 yards, 4 receptions, and 25 yards. His season total, 132 carries for 628 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 22 receptions for 221 yards and 1 touchdown. On Saturday, the Cohawks will travel up to Decorah to take on Luther, a 1 o'clock kickoff in Iowa Conference play. The Wartburg Knights victorious again as they raise their season record to 7-0, 4-0 in Iowa Conference play as they defeated Luther last weekend 52-7. And they will play on the road at BVU on Saturday, Storm Lake, Iowa. That'll 1 o'clock kickoff in Iowa Conference play. In that game against Luther, Brandon Domeyer, 8 carries for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. That raises his season total to 104 carries for 571 yards and 10 touchdowns. Michael Bulkey in that game went 7 for 7 on extra points, 1 for 1 on field goals, made a field goal from 27 yards out. On the season on extra points, Bulkey 34 of 39, and field goals he's 4 of 7. His long is 33. The Upper Iowa Peacocks, lose their 3rd game in a row as they lost to Concordia University of St. Paul 37-34, a close one in St. Paul to make the record 5-3 for the Upper Iowa Peacocks as Trey McTaggart and Cole Stephen, 2012 graduates of West Delaware, and Cameron McCrow, a 2014 grad from West Delaware. In that game, McTaggart had 4 receptions for 55 yards. That makes his season total 22 receptions, 260 yards, and 2 touchdowns. On the season, Trey also has 9 punt returns, 131 yards, and 1 touchdown. Cole Stephen in that game against Concordia, 6 total tackles, one of those for loss. Season total for Cole Stephen, 41 total tackles, and 3.5 of those for loss. The Peacocks will host Wayne State College in Fayette on Saturday. That a 6 o'clock kickoff. And the Grandview Vikings down in Des Moines raised their record to 7-1 after a 53-24 victory over St. Ambrose University. Jack Curley, a 2013 grad of West Delaware, and Brandon Becker, a 2011 grad for the Hawks, played down at Grandview. Neither saw time against St. Ambrose. Grandview will now have a bye and wait till November 8th to take on William Penn University in Oskaloosa. And Timmy Tutton playing at Ellsworth Community College as he was a 2014 grad as well. They took on Iowa Central last Saturday and lost that game 23-15 to make their record 3-5, 0-2 in conference play. They will host Hutchinson Community College on Saturday, and that is a look at Hawks in the NCAAs. We'll take a real quick look at some updated scores as Maquoketa Valley leading 28-8 with 5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Central Elkader tonight as they lead 50-18 at the half against Meskwaki Settlement. We will take a break and come back. We'll talk to Bill Logan down on the sideline right after this. West Delaware leading 21-7 over Dubuque Wahlert. You're listening to Hawk Football from KMCH Sports. Back in at Brown Field, West Delaware leading Dubuque Wahlert here in the first round of the playoffs in 2014. 21-7 the score, and Bill Logan joins us back on the Hawks sideline. Bill, you went in there at halftime. The Hawks, I'm sure, made some adjustments. The defense, again, has played outstanding. They got themselves in a hole after that turnover late in that second quarter, but other than that, they've actually done a great job of stuffing and keeping Riley Haskin contained.
They'd like to do the same thing second half they did the first half, just stop the turnovers. You know, it's amazing you can sit there and be ahead 21-7 and gave them that gift touchdown with that turnover, with less than a minute to go in the half. But 3 turnovers and still got a 2-touchdown lead. That's pretty productive first half.
Absolutely, and the Hawk offense has shown signs of greatness in that first half. But again, a couple big turnovers. They have the ability to have the big play down the field. As you know, we've seen a couple just mistimed and misthrown balls, but they're not far off, and the Hawks are getting open downfield. Just a couple times haven't been able to hit them.
Yeah, they're just licking their chops here, sitting there. This is open, and this is open, and this is open. And so far they have had, as they've had a lot of big plays offensively. 26 carries for 243 yards, so about a 9-yard average. Lammers with 198 yards on 17 carries. We thought he had a big week last week on 185, and he's got more than that at halftime. So, watch that single game mark here, guys, in that second half, because he could explode that thing. Passing, they're 4 out of 11 with an interception for 56 yards, 299 yards of offense. And usually if you can be 200 to 225, you've been pretty decent. They're just nudging 300 there, so an opportunity to have some huge numbers defensively. Everything they thought the Hawks were going to do. Wahlert has 104 yards rushing as a team. Haskin has 90 of those on 20 carries already in the first half, so he's going to be a sore young man by tomorrow morning, and the Hawks are doing a good job of containing him. He's only gotten loose a couple times, so a great job there. 4 out of 12 passing, 31 yards, only 135 yards of offense by the Wahlert Golden Eagles.
And what did you say Brent Lammers had for rushing yards in that first half?
198.
198, all right.
Yeah.
That alone right now is good for 26th best single game, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. The leading is Ryan Dudak, who had a 274-yard game against Olwine in 2012. So we'll definitely keep an eye out on that. Bill, thanks for joining us here at halftime. We'll talk to you throughout the game, buddy.
You bet. Stay warm, guys. It's nice down here. If you want a good football weather, come on down here to the sideline. It's just absolutely perfect.
It's great football weather here up in the press box.
For all you people sitting at home listening, thanks for listening. But, man, is it nice out here tonight.
Absolutely. As we get set for this second half, West Delaware will kick off to start this second half. Another score update, Pekin leads North Lynn 55-7, that game in the second quarter. As we are getting set to get back to action here, West Delaware leading 21-7. As another third quarter score here, BGM leading Edco now 22-15. A 7-point lead there for BGM as Edco came out of the halftime and went down and scored on BGM to tie it up at 15. It's now 22-15 in favor of BGM. As Brent Lammers back on the field to do the kicking duties for the Hawks. As again, don't forget that BGM Edco game can be heard online on KMCH.com right now with Kevin Shookman and Dan McClain. And if you want to hear Maquoketa Valley, Winfield, Mount Union scores or updates, or you want to listen to that game, John Swisher and Roger Reed have the call on KMCH.com as well. And after our game here tonight, you can hear Edco and BGM as Maquoketa Valley now goes up 35-8. The score in that one late in the third quarter. As Lammers gets They're going to switch it around as they switch sides. Lammers was getting set to kick it off. Now they're going to switch sides here as we had a hard time getting out of the second quarter. Now we're having a hard time getting the third quarter started here. As I feel Bill Logan didn't know any better either, as he was down on that far side. He probably knew something was up or something was different there, but now he's going to trounce back to the other side. Prance, whatever he's doing down there. As it's 21-7, Lammers will kick off to start this third quarter. And Lammers' kick is a low-line drive. It's going to be taken at the 10-yard line out there by the Wahlert Eagles, and they're going to get some room on the far side of the field. Nick LaRosa is finally going to bring the return man down, and that was Judd White. So LaRosa with another special teams tackle down there, but Judd White is going to bring this one up to the Wahlert 39-yard line, their own 39, and that is where the Eagles will start with it, 1st and 10.
Yeah, good field position for Dubuque Wahlert coming out of the break there, Jamie. Good return, and so they're in business here with the ball at their own 39.
So Jacob Nemmers will come set. And they will hand off to Haskin to start this third quarter, and he gets out to the right side, and he's going to pick up one or two before he's driven back by a host of Hawks there. A short gain there. I keep saying Nemmers. I want to say Dawson Nemmers. He was a wrestler for Western Dubuque a couple years ago, and that's the first name that pops to my head when I think of Nemmers, but it's Jacob Nemmers. Handing off to Riley Haskin there, another wrestler for Dubuque Wahlert, a good wrestler for the Wahlert Eagles. Is going to pick up a gain of one there, and he'll bring up 2nd down and 9 with 11:15 left to go in this third quarter. And the Hawks up 21-7 as Nemmers will hand off to the right side. This is Haskin again. He's going to fall forward for 2 or 3 more. He's going to be brought down out there by Max Ridenauer as he's going to pick up about 3 yards there, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 6 here for the Wahlert Eagles.
And, Bill alluded to it at the half there, Jamie, that 20 carries, 90 yards. That's a night's work for most running backs. That's a half work for Haskins. So, hopefully, eventually what will hopefully happen, the Hawks continue to keep holding him and wearing him down. Maybe he'll pop one loose and the Hawks can recover a fumble.
Nemmers is going to throw. He rolls to his right. He throws downfield. Incomplete as he was looking for Judd White. Brent Lammers on the coverage for the Hawks as that pass overshoots the head of White and out of bounds, and it'll be 4th down and 6 for the Eagles. A nice job by that Hawk defense once again as they look to take the ball back here with 10:32 left to go in this third quarter and a 21-7 lead for West Delaware. As those scores keep rolling in here, as Winfield Mount Union scores after the Maquoketa Valley touchdown, it's now 35-14 in the third quarter as Cruzy's punt will be down by the Eagles at the 26-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start 1st and 10. New Hampton leading Anamosa now 34-0 late in the third quarter. So the Blue Raiders trailing New Hampton right now. The Chickasaws 34-0 that game late in the third quarter. As the Hawks take over 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line with 10:24 left to go in this third quarter. Lammers comes set, pistol formation. Behind him is Bishop. They give to Bishop off the left side. He's going to fight forward up to the 30, still on his feet, down near the 34, about to the 35, and that'll be a pickup of about 8 yards there for Austin Bishop and bring up 2nd down and 2. A nice run there by Bishop on 1st and 10.
Yeah, nice job by Austin, just following his blocks on that left side. Once again, the Hawks leaning on that left side of that offensive line, and Austin picks up a nice 8-yard gain there and puts the Hawks in a 2nd and short.
So Lammers comes set, pistol formation. They give us to Bishop off the right side. He cuts it back to the left. He's going to pick up the 1st down up to the 40-yard line. So another nice gain there is a gain of 5 for Bishop is going to be good for the West Delaware 1st down. Here with 9:49 left to go in this third quarter. Again, the Hawks leading 21-7. Had 2 rushing touchdowns by Brent Lammers and a throwing touchdown to Max Ridenauer. As Lammers will come set again, he's going to throw a quick pass out to the left side. This is Ridenauer. He's going to pick up a few on that one. Started that play at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10, and they're going to run him out of bounds. looks like about up to the 46, so a gain of 6 there by Ridenauer on the pass from Lammers, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 4. As the Hawks will send 3 receivers out to the right side. John Nagel, the big 6'6" tight end for the Hawks here on the near side of the field. Lammers hands off to Bishop again. He's got some room. He's got it at the 40. Down to the 30, 25. He's going to be run down at the 25-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert. A huge run there by Austin Bishop. Down to the 25. What a run there by Austin Bishop.
Yeah, and I'm watching Coach Wink, and I kind of said the same thing. It looks like they grabbed Austin by the underneath the pads. They grabbed him underneath and drug him down. And but nonetheless, a great run by him. Really hits the hole hard, and if he can break away one more tackle there, he's gone. But man, it looked like from up here, it looked like he might have had
a gain of nearly 30 yards there for the Hawks as they have it 1st and 10 down to the Wahlert 24. They fake to Bishop this time, and Lammers keeps it himself. He's going to push forward up to about the 23, 24-yard line. So a short gain there. Maybe a gain of 1 there for Brent Lammers. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 here for the Hawks. As coming up to make the stop for the Eagles was Drew Lentz. 2nd down and 9. 8:30 left to go in this 3rd quarter. The Hawks up 21-7. Lammers comes set. Pistol formation. He's going to fake the handoff to Bishop. Now he looks to throw, and he's going to roll out to his right. Now he's going to tuck it and run. And now he's going to throw. He's got a man wide open, and that is John Nagel for the Hawk touchdown. There is a penalty marker down. A penalty marker down. And are they going to say he crossed the line of scrimmage? Oh no, they might be coming out here to discuss if Lammers had crossed the line of scrimmage. The line of scrimmage was about the 23-yard line. Bill Logan was right there. And
yeah,
that is going to be the call. Legal forward pass, and the Hawk coaching staff does not agree with that. The Hawk statistician, I don't believe he agrees with that as well.
Nope.
So the touchdown will be negated there, and the Hawks will have it.
Yeah, great play by Lammers. He was probably 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. I think the referee got caught looking at another player.
So 3rd down and 13, as that is a loss of down for that pass, and Lammers going to throw, looking deep. He's got a man out there. That's going to be Max Ridenauer. We'll do it the next time as well. Lammers to Ridenauer from 27 yards out, and the Hawks now go up 27-7 with 8:07 left to go in this 3rd quarter. You want to take one away from us? We'll just throw it to Max Ridenauer this time, and the Hawks go in for the 27-yard touchdown pass.
And that was a beautifully thrown ball by Brent Lammers, Jamie. He threw it in a spot where only Max is going to be able to get to it. He threw it and let Max make the play. Max just did a great job of running under it like a center fielder, and you're right. If they're going to turn the first one away, we'll come back and we'll get a second one. So great job there by that Hawk offense.
So now Alex Reitz on to attempt the extra point. And the kick is up, and it is good. Hawks lead at 28-7. 8:07 left to go in this 3rd quarter. We will take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brown Field, West Delaware leading 28-7. Go through some scores that we got here just a bit ago. Waverly Shellrock leading Western Dubuque 24-21 now with 7:02 left to go in the 3rd quarter there. 17-11 is our score. Washington leading Independence late in the 3rd quarter as Lammers' kick will be brought out here by Judd White, and he's going to be brought down out there. Nice job by Bennett Cole. And now a penalty marker on the field from our back judge. And I don't know if there was some extracurriculars going on out there after that, as you keep an eye on that, Aaron, as I will check these scores here. 17-11, Washington leading Independence. And that is at the end of the 3rd quarter, So one more quarter to play in Washington. Beckman leading 21-14. That game in the 4th quarter. BGM leading Edco 29-15. That game in the 3rd quarter. New Hampton leading Anamosa, we mentioned 34-0 late in the third quarter. Maquoketa Valley now leading 42-14 over Winfield Mount Union. As our official.
Offsetting personal fouls, yep.
All right. So we will have it 1st and 10 for Dubuque Wahlert. 1st and 10, Dubuque Wahlert at their own 32-yard line as we have 8:01 left to go in this third quarter, and West Delaware up 28-7.
And that touchdown drive, Jamie, 7 plays, 73 yards, took 2 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock. Brent Lammers to Max Ridenauer for the 27-yard touchdown pass. That's the second pass and for Lammers and second reception for Ridenauer tonight. Touchdown.
Lammers hands off to Riley Haskin, and Drew Cole busts through that offensive line of Dubuque Wahlert, and he's going to drop Haskin for a loss of a loss of 2, we'll call it, as they were at the 32. He's going to drop him back at the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and 12 with 7:40 left to go in this third quarter. Again, the Hawks up 28-7. A nice play there by Drew Cole on 1st and 10. Now 2nd down and 12. Travis Warden, the fullback here, as they're going to hand off to him up the middle, and he's going to be stopped by Ryan Solomon up to the 35-yard line. A gain of 5 there for Dubuque Wahlert. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7. As, again, they don't do it a lot, but every once in a while they will sneak that play in there to the fullback, Warden, and he carries forward for 5 there and brings up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, this is, if you're a Dubuque Wahlert fan here, Jamie, this is a big 3rd down here because, the Hawk offense now has scored on their last 2 or 3 possessions, and they're starting to get it rolling here, and you need to get
maybe a false start there, but Nemers is going to pass. He's going to be sacked in the backfield. Coming up to make that sack for West Delaware, trying to get a number there. It was Adam Newhouse.
Bomber
in on there, the stop on the sack there. We'll bring up 4th and 14 here for the Wahlert Eagles. At the end of the 4th inning, San Francisco Giants leading the Kansas City Royals 3-2. Again, that is at the end of the 4th inning. As Cruzy will step back to punt for the Wahlert Eagles. Deep to receive for the Hawks will be Max Ridenauer. Ridenauer is going to let it drop, and it's going to bounce at the 45 and be down by Wahlert at the 43-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. So good starting field position once again here for West Delaware.
Absolutely, Jamie, and a good stop there by that defense. So you can kind of feel like the Hawks are starting to kind of find their mojo here a little bit. The defense is coming up with stops, three and outs, and this offense, 7 plays, 73 yards the last scoring drive. So another one here, and it's really going to be difficult for the Wahlert Eagles.
They're going to spot it at the 44, and that's where the Hawks will take over 1st and 10. Lammers hands off to Bishop. He's got it off the right side. He's got some room. Crosses down near the 40-yard line of Dubuque Wahlert. And a nice run there by Austin Bishop, as that will be a gain of 15 and a West Delaware 1st down. Nice job, nice carry there by Austin Bishop, the senior running back.
Absolutely, and you can kind of sense that Hawk running game is starting to get rolling here a little bit. This line is creating some big holes for Lammers and Bishop, and they're picking up big chunks of yardage now.
Lammers hands off to Bishop once again. He's going to carry it forward, and he's going to be
right on cue.
After you talking about big holes, being open for Austin Bishop, Tanner Horchak is going to come in and make the stop for the Wahlert Eagles, and it's going to be a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
Seems to happen that way.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
I do that a lot. Yeah.
You talk about how good something is, and then something bad happens for the Hawks. So
maybe I should.
Hey, there's been a lot of good things happening here for the Hawks these last couple of weeks, especially after that finish last week. It'll be 2nd and 11 here for the Hawks as they have it at the Wahlert 42. Lammers hands off to Bishop again. He's going to fight for it. He's got it at the 40, 35, still on his feet. He holds onto the ball. Great job by Austin Bishop as he's going to carry down to the Wahlert 31-yard line. A nice run there by Austin Bishop. A gain of about 11 yards there. Well, they're going to spot at the 32. A gain of 10 yards there for Austin Bishop, and he'll be a yard short of the 1st down. It's 3rd and 1 for the Hawks.
Nice
at
job.
the 32-yard line.
Yep, great job there by Austin of just finding a couple cutback lanes there and starting it off towards the far sideline and cutting it back a couple times for a good, nice 10-yard gain.
4:32 left to go in this third quarter. The Hawks up 28-7, and Bishop's going to fight forward down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, and that's going to be good for a Hawk first down. So nice run there by Austin Bishop as he's going to carry it deeper into Dubuque Wahlert territories. He's got it at the Wahlert 29-yard line. With 4:15 remaining in this third quarter, the Hawks, again, with that 28-7 lead. And in the fourth quarter, Independence has tied it up 17-17. That game, again, as we mentioned, in the fourth quarter. As Lammers looks to pass on 1st and 10. He's looking to the end zone, and he's got a man out there, but it's going to fall incomplete. Penalty marker comes out as he was looking for Ryan Kelly in the end zone. There is a penalty marker down. And in the fourth quarter, Central Elkader leading Meskwaki Settlement tonight 70-18. That game in the fourth quarter, an 8-man score for you there. As the Hawks had it 1st and 10, Lammers throws to the end zone. And now our official, he kind of took his time getting back to our referee to tell him what the call is going to be. As our referee will give us a signal here. As will be pass interference against the Hawks. As pass interference, that ball was thrown 3 or 4 yards out of bounds, but it's going to be pass interference. So that'll back the Hawks up. And just as we said, 17-17, Washington will now go up 24-17 on Independence. I'm not sure if they returned a kickback or what the deal was, but it's now 24-17, Washington leading with 9 minutes left to go in that ball game. So the Hawks will be backed up to their own, to the Wahlert 44-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 25. Lammers looks to pass on 1st and 25. Now he's going to roll it to his left. He's going deep, got a man wide open, and it is going to be caught out there by Max Ridenauer at the Wahlert 10-yard line. Great pass, great catch there by Max Ridenauer. He's finally brought down by Alexander Kapler, but Ridenauer wide open. Lammers rolled out to his left, and he found him.
Yeah, and Brent just did a good job of letting the play develop, and Max found a soft spot behind that Wahlert defense, and Brent just lofted one up there, and Max came down with it. So great play there, and Hawks are now in business at the Wahlert 11-yard line. 33-yard
pass there from Brent Lammers to Max Ridenauer. As Lammers will come set again. A quick pass out to the right side. This is Owen Ward, and he's going to slip. Slipped up, might have got back to the line of scrimmage as he went to cut, and his feet came out from underneath of him. And it will be a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11 for the Hawks at the Wahlert 12-yard line. 36-15 now the score between BGM and Edco. BGM leading that game 36-15. Here in Manchester, West Delaware leads at 28-7. 3 minutes left to go in this third quarter. As the Hawks will come set, 2nd down and 11 from the Wahlert 12-yard line. Lammers come set, shotgun formation. He takes the snap, high snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Bishop. He's going to keep it himself. He's might have lost another yard there as the snap was high. And Lammers had to jump up for it. It looked like he was supposed to hand off to Bishop, but when he had to jump up for that snap, it looked as if he just decided to take it himself. They're going to lose another yard. It'll be 3rd and 12 at the Wahlert 13 now with 2:45 left to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, kind of, when Brent has to jump for it, it kind of throws off the timing of the play a little bit, and unfortunately that's what happened. So hopefully the Hawks can come up with a big 3rd down conversion here.
Pistol formation for the Hawks. The give is to Bishop. He goes off the right side. He's got it at the 5, into the end zone for Austin Bishop. His first touchdown of the night, and it is from 13 yards out. Austin Bishop puts the Hawks up 34-7 with 2:40 left to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, and Austin just did a great job, Jamie, with keeping his vision and finding the hole, and he went through it untouched and puts the Hawks up now 34-7.
As Alex Reitz will come on to attempt the extra point for West Delaware out of the hold of Owen Ward. The snap from Ryan Solomon. Two seniors, Solomon and Reitz. Reetz's kick is up, and it is through. Hawks lead at 35-7. 2:40 left to go, third quarter. We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here as we have another score update for you here. Cascade in the lead 35-0 with the game nearing the final there as the Hawks kick. McGrain is going to kick it, and a big stop out there. Brett Roush is going to come up. That's Caleb Whitman, 21, is going to come up and make the stop as the return man there was Noah Sigworth, and he's going to bring it out to the 37-yard line, and that's where the Wahlert Eagles will start with it, 1st and 10.
And that touchdown drive, Jamie, by the West Delaware Hawks, 8 plays, 57 yards, took 3 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock. Austin Bishop with a 13-yard touchdown run puts the Hawks up 35-7.
And here is Nemmers handing off to Haskin, and he's going to be dropped after a short gain there. A nice job there. Drew Cole coming up to make the stop for West Delaware. And it's going to be maybe no gain there. He might have been dropped right at the line of scrimmage. As he is, it's going to be 2nd down and 10. 2:14 left to go. The Hawks up 28-7. Again, Cascade leading in that game over West Burlington, 35-0. Nearing the end of that game. End of the third quarter, Waverly Shellrock leading Western Dubuque 24-21. And with 11:50 left to go in the fourth quarter, Maquoketa Valley leading Winfield Mount Union 42-20. As they're going to pitch out to Haskin off to the right side. He's going to be stuffed again. Might have stretched forward for a yard, but nothing doing there. As Drew Cole, one of the Hawks in there, John Nagel in there as well, bringing Haskin down after again. I think they're going to mark him at the same spot.
Yeah.
That defense is just outstanding against the run game right now.
Yeah.
3rd down and 10. 2 running plays to Riley Haskin, who came into this game tonight rushing for 1,413 yards. And the Hawks have kept him pretty quiet tonight. Great job. It's 3rd and 10.
Well, he might have 100 yards, but he's had to earn every yard of that, Jamie.
Now Nemmers will drop back to pass. He's throwing downfield into a lot of coverage. That ball's going to be knocked to the ground. Triple coverage as Bennett Cole, Owen Ward, and Brent Lammers all huddled around Judd White. If he got that ball in there, it'd be a miracle because there was 3 Hawks and 1 Golden Eagle in there, and it falls incomplete. It brings up 4th and 10 with 1:07 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and it's just tough sledding tonight for Riley Haskin. Like I said, he's probably going to have 100 yards, but it's going to take him almost 30 carries to do it. And, it's just outside, inside. There's just
and that's blocked! It's blocked! Brett Roush blocks it and recovers it for the Hawks, and the Hawks will take over 1st and 10 at the Wahlert 20-yard line. If the Hawks didn't have enough momentum, they have it now. A great job there. Brett Roush on the punt block for West Delaware. And you could see it coming. There was 3 or 4 Hawks right around the punter, Alex Cruzy, but Roush is the one who came up and made the block and the recovery. The Hawks take over 1st and 10 at the Wahlert 20-yard line as Lammers comes set, pistol formation. As he's going to stand alone, shotgun formation. He sends Bishop out to the left side. Another high snap. Lammers drops back to pass. Now he's going to roll out to his left, all the way back to the Wahlert 40-yard line. He's going to throw this downfield and throw it out of bounds. Good decision there by Brent Lammers. It brings up 2nd down and 10 with 53 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Another score update, 36-22. Edco trailing BGM. That game in the fourth quarter. And, of course, Waverly Shellrock up 24-21. At the start of the fourth quarter, Maquoketa Valley leading 49-20 now over Winfield Mount Union. As Lammers will come set on 2nd down and 10. Pistol formation. They give us to Bishop. He goes off the right side. He cuts it back. He's going to bring it down inside the 15-yard line as he's going to be brought down out there by Nathan Gerlach as a 2nd and 10, and there is an injured Wahlert Eagle down on the field as that is going to be number 50. That is Tanner Horchak. And with that, with the injured player, he's rolling around down there. Hopefully they can get him up and back into the game. But with that, we will take a break and come back. West Delaware leads at 35-7 here. 42 seconds left to go in the third quarter. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back in here to Brown Field as the Hawks leading 35-7. The clock will run now as the injured Wahlert player goes off under his own power. That was Tanner Horshock, as Lammers will come set on 3rd down and 1. He gives to Bishop off the right side. He busts through. He's got it at the 10, 5, touchdown. Austin Bishop from 12 yards out puts the Hawks up now 41-7 with 28 seconds left to go in this third quarter. And of course, if no pressure or anything, but if Alex Reitz tacks on this extra point, that 35-point rule goes into effect here. Means it is the second half. So the Hawks up 41-7. Nice job there. A nice run by Austin Bishop. You know, he had a great game a few weeks ago against Central DeWitt. And the Hawks really couldn't get the offense going against Independence. Bishop was kind of quiet against Decorah, but he's had a remarkable game here tonight as the Hawks up 41-7. Reitz's kick is up, and it's good. 42-7, the Hawks lead it with 28 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll take another break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Brown Field. The Hawks up 42-7. Again, 35-point rule now into effect here in this second half, as Kyle McGrain will kick off here for the Hawks, and it's a good one, and it's going to be returned by the Wahlert Eagles, and he's going to be wrapped up. Finally going to be brought down, blow the whistle, as he's finally going to be brought down out there by Brett Roush, as that was Judd White. He's going to bring it out to near the 30-yard line. That's where it's going to be, 1st and 10, Wahlert from their own 30-yard line, and that's going to do it for our third quarter.
And Jamie, that touchdown drive by the Hawks, 3 plays, 21 yards after the block punt. Austin Bishop with the 12-yard touchdown run puts the Hawks up 42-7 at the end of the third quarter.
Well, they're celebrating in Dyersville tonight as the Beckman Blazers defeat Appleton Parkersburg tonight, 21-14 the final. We head to the fourth quarter here in Manchester right after this. West Delaware up 42-7, and you are listening to Hawk Football from KMCH Sports. And that is why we have Bill Logan on the sideline. He just informed us that third quarter, 0 yards for the Wahlert Eagles. And as we say that, Riley Haskin is going to take this first handoff of the fourth quarter, and he's going to pick up 6 or 7 on that play as he's going to bring it out to the 30. Yeah, they're going to give him 38-yard line. 2nd down and 2. 11:40 left to go in this ball game, and West Delaware leading 42-7. Again, 35-point rule, so the clock is continuous here for the until as long as the Hawks are up 35 points. As Nemmers comes set under center, they're going to hand to Haskin again. He's going to go out to the left side now, and he's going to beat the Hawk defenders. He's going to pick up the first down, finally brought down by Owen Ward at the Wahlert 45, 46-yard line, and it'll be good for a Wahlert first down. 11:10 remaining here. Again, the Hawks up 42-7.
And good job again by this defense. We've said it all night, Jamie. This defense only really put in one tough situation with the fumble at the end of the first half. But, you know, aside from that, this defense has really made Dubuque Wahlert work for every yard that they've gotten. So kudos to the defense.
As Nemmers will pass, he's going to throw it deep down the field. It's going to be overthrown. Oh. They're going to throw a flag as Owen Ward on the coverage. He was looking down the field to Austin Cluck. I'm not sure that ball was catchable.
I don't think so.
Even if Owen Ward, doesn't make contact, that's a tough ball to catch because that was badly thrown, but it's going to be pass interference against the Hawks. And it'll bring up a automatic 1st and 10. Does the clock stop for penalties?
It must.
Wasn't aware of that. I don't remember.
I'm sure they'll wind it here. Yeah.
So 42-7. The Hawks lead it as the clock still stopped here, as they're going to give. This is a different back. This is not. I don't think that was Riley Haskin. I think that was number 12.
Yeah, Haskin lined up as the fullback on that play.
That was number 12 Lyle Klein, the ball carrier. So Klein on the carry for the Eagles, and he's going to lose a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and 11 for Wahlert. 10:20 left to go as Colin Weber brings him down for West Delaware. Monticello trailing North Fayette Valley 65-9 with 5 minutes left to go in that ball game. Tough night for the Monticello Panthers. It's been a tough night for a couple of our area schools, but we will get you all them scores after this. Is again, Haskin lined up as the fullback, and he's going to get the carry here on 2nd and 12, and he's going to go to the end zone. Riley Haskin from 40 yards out is going to go in for the Dubuque Wahlert touchdown and make it 42-13 in favor of the Hawks.
Just a quick hitter to Haskin. I think they were looking for the tailback to kind of get it, and then Haskin lined up as the fullback, just kind of got the quick hitter and busted through there. And as big as he is, he's extremely fast too. No one was going to catch him there, and so.
And now Cruzy on to attempt the extra point for the Wahlert Eagles, and there's a penalty marker down before the snap. So it's 42-13, and the penalty is illegal procedure against the Wahlert Eagles. So back them up 5 yards, and they'll try the extra point here again. Again, Alex Cruzy, the kicker, out of the hold of Judd White. So the Hawks with a win here tonight will move to 9-1. The Wahlert Eagles will finish their season 3-7. The extra point is still good. It's 42-14. West Delaware leads it. 9:48 left to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, the Hawks lead at 42-7 after that quick scoring drive by the Wahlert Eagles. And Cruzy's going to kick this thing away. Deep to receive for the Hawks is Trent Curley. He's going to take it at about his own 15-yard line. Now he's going to come up the field. He's still on his feet, looking to that sideline, that far sideline. Carries across the 40 up to about the 42, 43-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will start with it, 1st and 10.
And that touchdown drive, Jamie, by Dubuque Wahlert, 5 plays, 70 yards, took 2 minutes and 12 seconds off the clock. Riley Haskin with the 40-yard touchdown run cuts the Hawk deficit. Hawks still lead, though, 42-14 here with 9:40 to go in the fourth quarter.
So we have a final. Independence in Washington tonight. Independence loses that game tonight, 24-17, the final, as they fall to Washington. They finish their season. They finished 6-3.
6-4.
6-4.
Yep.
As the Hawks come set here. This is going to be Lammers on the give to Bishop, and he's going to carry forward, and he's got some room, crosses the 40, down inside the 30, and he's got one man to beat, and he does. 10-5 touchdown, Austin Bishop, 58-yard touchdown run, and that puts the Hawks back up by 34 with 9:29 left to go in this ball game.
Oh, that was fast, Jamie. That was I didn't get done writing the last the Wahlert touchdown drive, and Austin Bishop just matches Riley Haskin's touchdown run with a 58-yard touchdown run, and puts the Hawks back up now 34 pending the extra point.
As Waverly Shellrock now leading Western Dubuque 31-21 with 6:23 left to go in that ball game, as Alex Reitz on to attempt the extra point, and out of the hold of Owen Ward, and that looks like it is straight through. 49-14, West Delaware leads it with 9:29 left to go in this ball game. We will take another break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Brown Field, along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here, as Monticello loses tonight 73-9, the final in that ball game. So Monticello losing 73-9, the final score there, as McGrain's kick is going to be taken at the 17-yard line, and this is going to be returned by Judd White, and he's going to bring it out to about the 30-yard line. A nice job by that Hawk kickoff team. And the Golden Eagles will start 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. 9:10 remaining. Again, a 35-point rule in effect.
Yep, Jamie, and that touchdown run, I would call it a drive, but it was one play. Austin Bishop on the first play after the kickoff takes the ball 58 yards for a West Delaware touchdown, one play, 58 yards, 19 seconds. Hawks back up 35, 49-14 with 8:51 to go here in this fourth quarter.
So now the Hawks will take a timeout here as they come out to play defense. We will do the same and come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Brownfield, the Hawks out of the timeout, and they lead it 49-14 with 8:51 left to go in this contest. As the Golden Eagles will come set, they give us to Haskin off the left side, and what a big stop there is coming up and making the play over there for West Delaware, as they're starting to get some guys in there, as that's going to be Ryan DeSoto in on the stop for the Hawks. There is a penalty marker. It's going to be holding against Dubuque Wahlert, so they'll back up there with 8:46 left to go in this ball game. As West Delaware, a great performance here.
Yep, and as you mentioned earlier, Jamie, you'd think with a 35-point lead, it's safe to talk about, but we're unsure who the Hawks are going to play next week, because with the new system that the Iowa High School Athletic Association has, we're going to have to wait. Probably later tonight, I would suspect that'll come down.
Yeah, it won't be as late as last Saturday morning at 2 a.m. It'll probably be 11 o'clock tonight sometime, as the Eagles will come set. Nemmers is going to hand off to Haskin. He's going to go off to the left side. They're going to try the same play they ran the touchdown on before, and he's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line. Coming up and making the stop there for the Hawks was Brett Roush. So another tackle there by Brett Roush. Big play for him earlier tonight, the block punt and the recovery for him down here at about the Wahlert 21-yard line, as that's going to bring up 2nd down and 4 here. A nice game there by Haskin. 8:15 left to go, and the Hawks up 49-14. They have it. Wahlert has it at their own 36. They're going to give to Haskin again. He's going to go up the middle. He wards off one Hawk tackler before he runs into Brett Roush once again. Coming up to make that stop, originally just slowed him down. Nice stop there by Kyle Curley. And Alex Reitz also in on the stop for West Delaware, but it's going to be enough for a Wahlert first down, as they have it at their own 43-yard line. Have a final score in Brooklyn tonight. BGM defeats Edco 43-29 in a game you will hear next here, right here on KMCH. As the give this time is to Lyle Klein. He's going to be run out of bounds after a gain of about 2 yards, as Caleb Whitman's going to be the one to run him out of bounds. A gain of 2 yards. We'll bring up 2nd down and 8 here for the Wahlert Eagles. 7:20 left to go in this contest. 49-14, the Hawks leading.
Well, I'm sure Coach Wink after tonight, Jamie's obviously he's going to have stuff to, there's going to be things on here that he's going to want the team to work on and whatnot. And obviously turnovers is one area that, he'll probably address. But, he's got to be, Coach Wink has to be happy with this performance tonight. The defense has played fantastic. The offense got back to their big play ways.
They're going to give to Lyle Klein off the right side, and he's going to find the edge. There's going to be a penalty marker down about the vicinity of holding, as Klein is going to bring it up to the West Delaware 41, but this play may be coming back as Nick LaRosa and Aaron Demmer make the stop for West Delaware. And it's going to be holding against Wahlert. So they started that play at their own 43-yard line. 43-yard line. They bring it out to the West Delaware 41, and they're going to end up taking some of it back, as it's going to be a spot foul, as they're going to start at where it was, the 43-yard line of West Delaware, and they're going to back it up to the 47 of Wahlert. It'll be 2nd down and 6. With 6:45 left to go in this ball game, and West Delaware a 49-14 lead. As they're going to hand off to Klein again, off to the far side. He's going to be wrapped up. A whole bunch of Hawks is the first one to come in there and slow him down. Was Eric Vasky stopped him, and now there's a penalty marker after the play. And they're going to say somebody pushed another player down when they had it in order to get up. Personal foul against the Hawks. So personal foul, that'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Wahlert Eagles. As it's 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here. As we will continue to get score updates here as some of these games coming to an end now as the Eagles are now, I don't think there's any question who jumped there as the guy on the far side, the tight end over there. Somebody jumped, the Hawks came across, but he threw his head in the air because he knew he had done it. It's illegal procedure against the Wahlert Eagles as they had it at the West Delaware 42-yard line. They're going to back it up to the 46.
I feel like the offense has been penalties here in this drive, so.
Maquoketa Valley winning tonight 49-20 over Winfield Mount Union. He's got a message from, as we'll get back to that in just a second, as Nemers is going to throw. He's got a man wide open, and he's got it. It's White. Judd White on the reception as he's going to be brought down by Nick LaRosa. Is there another penalty? Another penalty marker is why the clock is stopped there, as he's going to catch it out to the 38-yard line.
I feel like one step forward, two steps back here.
This is the game that never ends. We can start singing here real shortly. Just got a message from Coach Rod Varner, the Edco Vikings. So got beat 43-29. Great effort by the kids, and that's what you like to see. Especially you're a 3 seed, I believe they were.
Yep.
Went to play a 2 seed in BGM Brooklyn, and
Long
great effort.
drive.
Long drive, 43-29, the final score in that one. But a great effort by those kids from Edco. Cascade winning tonight 42-0, the final score there, as they defeat West Burlington tonight, as this penalty is going to back the Wahlert Eagles up to their own 44-yard line here. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. 1st and 24. They give us to Haskin. They're going to give it to the big man. He's going to fight forward, and he's actually going to get back near the original line of scrimmage. Alex Reitz is going to bring him down at the 41-yard line, so he's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 here for the Eagles. 5:13 left to go in this contest, and a West Delaware 49-14 lead. So again, Wednesday night football here.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the week, break up the week a little bit, but what are the three of us going to do on Friday night? That's the big question.
Trick-or-treating.
Yeah, there you go.
Get your houses ready.
There you go. As Nemers looks to pass, he's going to throw to Haskin out of the backfield. He's going to be tripped up. Nice play out there. Great play out there by Kyle Curley, the junior linebacker for the Hawks. No gain on that play, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 9 here for the Wahlert Eagles as the clock continues to wind down. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this ball game.
Yeah, it's a nice open field tackle there, especially trying to tackle Haskin. It's not an easy task, as the Hawks found out tonight, but great job there by Curley to kind of just clip him by the heels there and bring him down and force Wahlert into a 3rd and 9.
So Nemers is going to come set, pistol formation for the Wahlert Eagles. As under 4 minutes left to go in this ball game, he looks to pass. He's going to throw it deep downfield. Got a man wide open, and it's going to be caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Dubuque Wahlert. As that is going to be Austin Cluck. On the coverage there for the Hawks was Aaron Demmer. He was just a couple steps behind, but a great pass there by Nemers. He finds Cluck in the end zone. And that's going to be a Dubuque Wahlert touchdown.
41 yards.
I believe it was 41. Where's Bill standing? That's about where it's at. 41. Good call, because that's about where Bill's standing. So it's going to be a Wahlert touchdown. The extra point kick is, did it go left? No, it went right through. It's going to be 49-21. 3:59 left to go in this 4th quarter. We'll take a break, come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Trent Curley on the kick return. He's got it at the 40. Crosses midfield. 45-40 inside down at the Dubuque Wahlert 32-yard line. He started off to the far side. He took it, came over to the near side of the field, found the edge, and picks up a huge return there, as the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 from the Wahlert 32-yard line with 3:47 remaining in this ball game.
And that last touchdown drive, Jamie, by the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles, 9 plays, took 5 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock, 70 yards. Nemers to Cluck for the 41-yard touchdown pass. Cuts that Hawk lead. Hawks still up though late in this fourth quarter, 49-21 with 3:47 to go.
So 49-21, 3:47, and now we're going to send Eric Vasky out. Leave it to Vasky to be the last one somewhere, right? And the Hawks are going to take a timeout. Hawks take a timeout here with 3:47 remaining in this ball game as the final score. North Lynn loses tonight 62. No, where'd it go? 62-13. Also, we had a final from Anamosa tonight as the Blue Raiders fall tonight to New Hampton 41-0. And we have a final in Waverly. Waverly Shell Rock defeats Western Dubuque tonight 31-28, a close one in Waverly tonight. The Go Hawks hang on for the victory there, as we'll get some scores from Assumption at Solon, Charles City at Xavier, CPU at Union, Mount Vernon at Mediapolis, and of course West Burlington falling to Cascade tonight 42-0. As Coach Wink out of the timeout, as the Hawks lead it here 49-21 over Wahlert. As the give here from Aaron Demmer is going to be taken into the end zone is
Caleb
Whitman. Yes, it is. 32 yards out in for the Hawk touchdown, and they now lead it 55-21. A nice run there by Whitman. He took the handoff from Aaron Demmer, and he goes in for the Hawk touchdown.
Great job there, Gene. That's the second 1 yard or second touchdown off the first play here for the Hawks here. These last 2 plays, or last 2 scores actually, have been a combined 90 yards on 2 plays. So that big play Hawk offense continues to keep rolling here tonight.
Now Reed's on for the extra point. It's good. It's 56-21. Back to the 35-point rule. After this, you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Brown Field, the Hawks kick is going to be returned and brought out to the 35-yard line, and that is where the Wahlert Eagles will start first and 10. 3:17 left to go in this contest. In this contest, the Hawks will move to 9-1 here on the season. The Wahlert Eagles will fall to 3-7 as they're going to come set with Haskin in the backfield. Nemers is going to hand off to him, and he's going to roll off to the left side. He's going to run into Nick LaRosa near midfield, and LaRosa will bring him down at about the 48-yard line, and that'll be good for a Wahlert first down. 2:45 remaining. The Hawks lead it 56-21 here.
And that last touchdown drive, Jamie, Caleb Whitman on the first play from the West Delaware 32 after the long Trent Curley kickoff return. 32-yard touchdown run, Caleb Whitman, 22 seconds, puts the Hawks up now 56-21 with 2:25 to go here in the fourth quarter.
As now Wahlert will hand off this time. This is going to be another tailback as he's going to be brought down out there. Nathan Flynn, as Ryan DeSoto's going to drop him after a gain of 4. There's a penalty marker down on the field. World Series update, the Giants are leading the Royals right now 3-2 in the top of the 7th. Holding against the Wahlert Eagles. 2:15 remaining in this ballgame, and the Hawks leading 56-21. As we have a couple more scores for you here. Solon leading Assumption 31-20. That game in the fourth quarter. Also in the fourth quarter, Solon leading Assumption. Xavier leading Charles City 35-6. Union leading CPU 28-13. That game in the fourth quarter. A final, Mount Vernon defeats Mediapolis tonight 20-9. And we'll go through all them scores again before we sign off the air here tonight and send it to Kevin Schuckman, as they're going to give it up the middle again, and this is going to be good for a Wahlert first down, as he's going to be dropped out there by Nick LaRosa, as on the carry was Mason Flynn. Or excuse me, not a first down. He got back to the line of scrimmage after that holding call. and then crossed up to the 45-yard line of West Delaware. So 1:35 remaining in this fourth quarter, and the Hawks leading 56-21. 35-point win here tonight is what the Hawks need, to just continue to push forward here into these playoffs. As the give again is to Flynn. Missed one tackle miss, and now Nick LaRosa. I tell you what, he's having quite a fourth quarter here in his time. Flynn's gonna pick up a first down, but a nice open field tackle there by Nick LaRosa as Flynn brings it down to the West Delaware 38-yard line. 1:05 left to go in this fourth quarter.
He called his name a handful of times on the defensive side of the ball, and also on special teams. He's made a couple nice special teams tackles as well. So good job there by Nick LaRosa of playing well here in a playoff game on Brown Field.
As they're going to pass on 1st and 10, and they're going to go to the end zone, and that's going to be caught short of the end zone. No, it isn't. It's going to be incomplete. As on the coverage there for the Hawks was Matt McMahon, as that pass was intended out there for Austin Cluck. McMahon on the coverage. Clock continues to run here. 23 seconds left to go, and the Hawks will move on to the second round of the playoffs here tonight with a very impressive 56-21 win, and 9 seconds left to go. See what the Wahlert Eagles will do here. They're going to pass as Nemers is going to throw it again deep, and it's going to be caught. Oh, almost caught. It's going to be incomplete. Just about had the helmet catch from the Super Bowl a few years ago. Nice job out there by Kyle Curley and Nick LaRosa. And Reese Maurer on the deflection there. But the Hawks win it. 56-21 the final here tonight. We'll take a break. Bill will add up his stats. We'll get all our scores updated, and we'll send you on your way here on this Wednesday night as the Hawks win it tonight, 56-21 here on Brown Field, as those pairings will be released later tonight. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Brown Field here as the Hawks victorious tonight, 56-21. And just an outstanding performance tonight by the West Delaware Hawks. Offensively, defensively, we mentioned earlier, the Hawk defense allowed 0 yards in the third quarter, and that's incredible for that defense to do that. As the Hawks victorious tonight, 56-21, as we'll hear from Coach Winkowicz here in just a second, as he gets hooked up down there with Bill Logan. Coach Wink, a big win tonight. And that's what you got to do. You got to keep moving forward. You mentioned in your post game there, you just got to keep getting better, and that's what the Hawks have to do here moving forward.
Yeah, I think we just got to clean a few things up and get healthy. We just got some guys down here just not feeling real well, and we got a short turnaround again. We got to get focused. And I tell you what, the thing that impressed me the most was we were a little beat up after last Friday night's game, and we had a quick turnaround here, and I thought our kids just did a great job this past 4 days of just being locked in. It's been fantastic.
Watching the boys walk around last week after that game, you wondered if 5 days or 4 days would be enough to come back, but they look good. That defense of yours has played outstanding all season long. You mentioned 0 yards in the third quarter they allowed, and just about broke this total offensive yard record again. Just an outstanding team performance tonight.
I tell you what, when our offensive line there in the second half was just getting off the ball. We found a couple of things we really liked, and I thought Bishop really saw things well there in the second half. I think he's really starting to settle in a little bit, and just did a tremendous job for us.
I know you guys really don't know, but any ideas who you guys think you guys will play next Monday night?
I don't. I have not heard anything down here yet. We'll sit around here. They're hoping to release it around 1 o'clock, so we'll fire it out as soon as we know.
All right, Coach. Best of luck next week, and thanks for joining us. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
West Delaware head football coach Doug Winkowicz here on the post game as he gets a hug from one of his daughters down there. Just a great win here tonight by this Hawk team. And Bill, your stats will prove it. That like Coach said, that offensive line just blasted things open in that second half.
Well, they talked about it at halftime that there are so many things that they could run. It was just a matter of what we want to do. And you talk about calling the dogs off a little bit there. Lammers with 198 yards of offense first half. Only 2 carries the second half, and they were because of bad snaps, and he scrambled a little bit. But Austin Bishop took right over He 162 yards in the second half alone. So, an absolute 1-2 punch there. Bishop with 203 rushing and Lammers with 198 for 437 total. 121 passing for 558. That's probably third or fourth high all time. So, another great offensive explosion here tonight. Defensively, man, you can't say enough about that defense. We've talked about it the last couple of weeks. You just take away what they want to do. Through 3 quarters, Wahlert only had 135 yards of offense, and that's what they had in the third quarter. So they had 0 yards of offense in that third quarter. Hawks subbed out some defense, and Wahlert put up some numbers there in the fourth quarter, had almost 180 yards of offense in that fourth quarter against the reserves when score didn't matter. So, it was a great team win here tonight. They just did some tremendous things offensively. The defense, again, played well, and now it's just a matter of waiting a couple hours and see who the next opponent's going to be, and those coaching staff's going to get together and put together a great game plan again, and we'll be right back here Monday night at Brown Field.
All right, we got to do one more thing before we sign off, though, buddy boy. Hawkeyes and the Wildcats, Saturday in Kinnick Stadium.
Are they playing?
The thorn in the Hawkeyes' side the last few years, Northwestern.
Aaron last year.
That's right, but
in overtime.
The previous few years before that it's been a little bit of a struggle.
Yes, it has.
All right, let's get it going. Aaron won the last time, so he's got to make that first prediction here
Is that
tonight.
a 2-game streak for Aaron now? That a boy.
That is.
Who won last week? The Central Co game.
I don't know. I told you we wouldn't remember the scores, but Central ended up beating Co. So, but I tell you what, Bill hasn't won since week 2, so that's a 5-game losing
who's
streak.
keeping track?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, who's keeping track?
Aaron played.
I think that's bad arithmetic.
There's a lot of things, a lot of stuff going down in Iowa City. A lot of adversity right now. So I think they'll come out and play well. I don't know that they'll cover the over/under. But I'm going to take the Hawks. I think defense will play well. I'm going to go 21-13 Iowa.
What happened to the overtime prediction you were
I
bragging
thought about it. I thought about it.
Bill, you want to go next, or what do you want? Or you want me to go next?
I'll let you decide how you're going to go in between here. Hawks were favored by 4 the last time I saw. I don't know. Northwestern always makes me nervous. They've got some explosive freshmen on that team. I watched them play a little bit against Nebraska last Saturday. Till the fourth quarter, they had a great game plan, a great game going.
Is he about to do what I think he's going to do?
No.
Okay.
Nope, the Hawkeyes are going to win it. I just don't think they're going to get it by 4. I think if you're a betting man, take Northwestern in the points. But Hawks are going to prevail 27-24.
A 3-point ball game. Well, I had mine. I made mine right before the game. I told Aaron the Hawkeyes are going to win tomorrow.
Saturday.
See?
They'll win tomorrow if they play.
Yeah, they're going to be playing by themselves.
You betcha.
All right, 24-17, the Hawks are going to win the Hawks are going to win Saturday. 24-17 is my prediction. Right. So I'm actually, does that make me low?
No, it makes you in between.
Yeah, that's right. You were 21-13. I'm a tweener. Of course, I balked myself when I got to go last.
We did it on purpose.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I do it to myself.
Yeah, and he wasn't even smart enough to figure it out.
Shut up, Bill.
I'll tell you what, you're a tweener.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Good job down there tonight, Bill, and we'll talk to you next Monday night.
Hey, it's always fun. I can't wait till Monday night.
All right. Monday Night Football from Brownfield. Should be from Brownfield next Monday night, as the Hawks will find out who they are going to play after this. So I tell you what, as we're going to run down some scores here before we sign off. Bill Logan, I think, has a message there. So, Bill, I think you're on there, buddy boy. You were a second ago. Yeah, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Wink just told me to make sure we try to get on the radio here yet tonight. They are doing a T-shirt order yet. Has to be in the high school office by Friday at 11 o'clock. So anybody wants a playoff T-shirt, we are going to do another order quick. 11 o'clock by the high school office. So anybody wants a playoff T-shirt, make that high school office busy tomorrow.
I got one already, baby.
Oh, I thought that was your belly.
Yeah. Bill's got an extra playoff T-shirt down in his bag.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it to
Yep. All
clean
right.
my
Have a
car
good night,
with or
Bill.
something. Yeah.
All right. Again, that's making another playoff or a playoff T-shirt order. Orange shirts. They say.
Real sharp.
Aaron, what do they say on there?
West Delaware playoffs 2014. I don't know if there's anything.
And it is on the back. It's got all of the playoff
Yeah.
appearances on
Cool.
the back, I believe, is what we got there. Is that what that says?
Yep, and then it says expect victory.
Expect
of course.
victory. I don't want to hear it down there, Logan. You just get to your business, buddy. All right, let's do a quick rundown of all the scores here before we sign off. A final, Independence losing to Washington tonight, 24-17, the final score in that one. 24-17, the final. Hey, guys. Talk to our quarterback, the cousin connection down there, getting their picture taken. As final, Waverly Shell Rock defeats Western Dubuque tonight, 31-28. Beckman victorious over Appleton Parkersburg tonight, 21-14, the final. North Fayette defeating Monticello, 73-9, the final in that one. Anamosa Blue Raiders' great season comes to an end tonight, 41-0. They fall to New Hampton. Edco falling to BGM Brooklyn tonight, 43-29. Pekin defeats Northland, 62-13. Maquoketa Valley victorious tonight over Winfield Mount Union, 49-20. Final from Solon. Solon defeats Assumption tonight, 38-20. Charles City falling to Cedar Rapids Xavier tonight, 35-6. Union in the fourth quarter leading CPU 28-13. Mount Vernon wins over Mediapolis 20-9, and Cascade winning over West Burlington 42-0. The final in that game, as that is a look at all of our scores here tonight. As again the Hawks move on, we'll have as many of those games on as we can. As we started the night with, I believe, 9 or 10 area schools, as we still have Beckman, West Delaware, Maquoketa Valley are those area schools, and Cascade, of course, and I think Central Elkader winning tonight too. So we'll have those games on for you next Monday night. Of course, tonight you've got our game. Another game here tonight. We had 3 on tonight, as we will do as many as we can again next Monday night. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. We'd like to thank the sponsors of West Delaware football on KMCH. Halloween is Friday. That might be what we have to do to fill our time on Friday. Halloween, when you get out and get the trick-or-treat candy for all those trick-or-treaters, we encourage you to please shop locally. I'd like to thank Janelle Tucker for running the boards for us this evening. And most of all, thank you, the listeners. Again, volleyball tomorrow night, West Delaware and Western Dubuque here on KMCH, and then Friday, Independence and Starmont here on KMCH as well with John Swisher and Joan Salo tomorrow night. For my partners, Aaron Pleen and Bill Logan, this is Jamie Vasky saying good night from Brown Field in Manchester, Iowa. Once again, the final, the West Delaware Hawks 56 and the Wahlert Eagles 21. You've been listening to West Delaware football on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Stay tuned for tonight's playoff playback game as Edco Vikings travel to Brooklyn to take on BGM. And now with the call of that game, along with Dan McClain, here's Kevin Shookman.